one-handed all over your new.
That was kind of a lame. It sounded lame.
Boom! What is up, guys? How you guys doing? This is Alex with Versus Figures. Hey there, everyone.
Hey there, everyone. This is Chuckles.
Welcome to Friday Q&A with Chocks A, number 92. 92 in the house. Of course, it is Friday, the 2nd of November, 2018. It's been too long, fam. What have you been up to? Ooh. How have you been for the last 2 weeks? Let us know in the comments.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and it's a time change. So thank you for being here on time. For those that didn't realize, they're going to turn up in an hour's time and go, "Eh? But what happened?" In the week in review, go, "Wow, you should have been here an hour earlier."
Wow, feels weird.
What's up, Tamra?
2 weeks off.
Tell me about it. Shout out to MJP. Check it out. Look at that.
It's the same.
Thought we'd be like representing Team Silver versus Team Grey, but still, right?
No. It's expensive doing that.
Is it showing on the screen?
Yeah.
On the screen, is it showing?
Yes. No, I'm just putting it down.
Repping.
See that? It says F4F at the top with the website going across there. Firstfigures.com. Alex with a T. F4F is love. F4F is life. MJP with the
signed it.
Sign.
I love it.
And Stein.
All right, Chocks. Let's see what we got over here. We got over here, yeah. We got F4F logo, firstfigures.com, Chockles, F4F is love, F4F is life, MJP with a piece, and that lovely. You're in silver and I'm in gold, right?
I'm silver.
You're silver.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gold, yeah.
I'm just standard then. You're the golden.
You best believe, mate. Much appreciated, MJP. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And shout out to Louise also for loving the old Spiral.
Yes.
Appreciate that as well.
PVC and resin.
I love it.
PVC and resin.
I love it. Much appreciated.
Obviously, it's this version because Martin pre-ordered the DE version in this color. Ah,
that makes more sense as well. Did the DE in that color as well. I like it. I much appreciate MJP. He's there. Checky. Absolutely.
Yeah, need another shirt for Checky.
I love it. So, go on, guys. What have you been up to?
Does it fit all right on you?
Shows off.
Shows off the pecs. Should have got an extra small.
So, go on, guys. What have you been up to? It's been 2 weeks. Has life been treating you well? Have you missed us? What's been going on in your world? That's right, Canna. You're right. We need to be working on that ASAP. I believe it's coming soon. What's up, Wesley? Yeah, that's right, MJP. Mama and Papa Davis talked about your encounters, so it was very cool. Very cool. Did MJP combo the DE? That means he's repping both.
Don't think he comboed. Only one of them.
One of them, yeah?
Yeah, just the one.
So, Alex, when are you off to Japan? What's up, Bruno?
Bruno. Hey, Bruno.
So what is this thing about the Lebanese?
What?
Is it what happens at MCM stays at MCM?
It's kind of a thing between Bruno and Carlos, the guys from Anime. Yeah, went to this Lebanese restaurant near our place, and then this waitress, she had her own attitude, like you know, when you say, "Please, guys, follow us into here's your table," and all that, like the kind of character, right? Yeah. She's like, "Follow me," and that was it. So they sat down. I was like, anything that we want to place our orders, but she won't let us place our orders until everyone's ready or when she's ready. Right.
But you know,
and she won't let us eat until every food item that we've ordered is on the table.
So let's be clear.
She was weird.
You know, there is a place, I'm not sure if it's still there or not, in Chinatown called 1K. Have you heard of it?
1K?
Yeah.
No.
1K, right? Also known as, back in the day, Wonkies, right? Wonkies kind of made sense, right? And it was notorious for having the worst service and most aggressive waiters and waitresses. Yeah. And it's known that you go there and you basically kind of get semi-abused.
Yeah.
And people love it because they know that's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to get that, What do you want?
Yeah.
Right. like that, you know, typical kind of.
There's places like that in Hong Kong.
Oh, there's like that in Hong Kong, but you know, it's basically like a kind of, it's kind of standard for us in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
But in the UK, right, obviously it's a service-based, you know, it's a certain expectation.
Yeah.
It was like, they're like, hurry up, no, you sit there, they're that kind of thing, and people go for it expecting to be abused. Maybe that's the thing about the Lebanese place you went to, and you didn't actually realise.
It was just her. Everyone else was fine.
I'm just saying, maybe you didn't realise that was her thing. People go to see
Probably,
her.
Yeah. There was a lot of shits and giggles.
What's up, Adam?
Yo, Mr. Tilly.
That's right, Ryan. 6 months. It's gonna be like this, yo.
6 months what?
6 months is gonna be like this. He's like, oh, it's gone early.
Is it 6 months until the next?
Isn't it? Daylight savings is 6 months of the year.
Oh well.
Isn't it?
Hey Claire, finally able to watch it live.
Are you from Holland? What do you want Halloween?
Yes. The waitress called Bruno Halloween because the hair color.
Did he dye it or something?
Well, it's white. It's like grey white hair. Bruno has got like grey white hair. But,
Bruno, yeah. Okay.
Because she thought it was like he was dressed up as a Halloween character.
So
because like there was like cosplayers on it, so like there was green and purple and all. Yeah, so that was one part of the
Bruno,
joke.
you should have said a touch of silver.
And there was like silver. And then all of a sudden we started talking about milk. Yeah, so that's kind of weird.
Daylight savings ends 4th of November. What? Wait a sec. Hey Yana. No, I'm saying like the UK was just last week.
Huh? What?
The UK was last week.
Yeah.
Last weekend, and I guess the US is in a week's time. So what's that going to make it? It's going to make it. So for them, it's going to go back an hour. What? I don't even know. So for the US, there should be no difference if they haven't changed anything with their times right now.
Should be no difference, right?
Oh my God! If daylight savings happens at different times of the world at different times, then we really should not bother putting like the start times for other people. Hey Ryan, I got this sweet tea from MJP. Much appreciated. Next weekend, you see that?
US and Canada is different.
So that's what we're saying. So sometimes it's based in the US,
right?
And sometimes it's trying to.
That's a lot of updating.
Yeah.
When we do the next launch.
The next launch, Chocks. Can't even bloody get out of bed just yet. So come on, guys. How you guys doing? What's up? Nana say wouldn't know about the Lebanese because he probably would have been invited if he actually turned up, but he didn't turn up.
Hey, Thomas Drew. No problem. Thanks for signing your crash. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Hey, Tabby. Clementine is fine, thank you.
Tabby.
A red potato is currently what she looks like.
Why? Skin rash?
No, just generally.
Just red.
Well, just newborn babies are kind of like...
Pink.
Wow.
Very pink.
Red. Your findings for MCM in terms of what?
Just overall, I guess.
I guess you didn't get. You didn't snag anything yourself. You didn't have a chance to go look for anything or walk around.
No,
Did you see anything that you wanted?
None at all.
But there's nothing. We don't really debuts anything there, do they? It's not one of those kind of like big enough cons that
I
people
think
like.
we were like two halls, and I think the merchandise hall was the other side, and we were on the side where there's all the smaller tables, the signings, the guests that come and sign.
Okay, so
and then Nintendo was on our side as well.
So the location was pretty bad, you're saying?
Well, I wouldn't say bad. I mean, as soon as you go through the hall, there's two big, massive gates, like like entrance 4 and 5, and then as you come in, we're pretty close to those walkways. It's kind of like an upside down T,
right?
So like a T, yeah. So there's one down there, and then like you can actually, as you come in, you can see us. Okay. Because our booth, we had lights, LED, like
yeah. Like I heard it was really like dark.
It is very dim in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Even the setup day, they've turned it down, like maybe 30-40% light.
Right, yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, and then when it comes on official days, they turn it bright up. So it even though at max setting, it's still dim because the height from the hanger, the ceiling to the booth itself is quite high. so not a light goes through. So those lights that we attached afterwards made a big difference.
Made a big difference.
Made a big difference because everyone else's were like really dim.
Really dim, yeah. Kanako whacked me in the face with some plates by accident, and she scratched my glasses. I just realised. Ugh, I gotta right there, like the worst location. So I'm gonna like, what's the word? You know, I want to get one of those eye things done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you. I said about it before.
LASIK.
No, LASIK is the old style.
Right.
It's the new one is called Smile.
Oh, okay.
Which is like quicker recovery time and stuff like that. But that's gonna like.
They have it in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's gonna speed up the process of getting that done.
I'm gonna check that out.
Thanks for signing my Crash 2 Chocks, even though I kind of demanded it. Tylee.
No, it's fine. It's actually absolutely fine. No problem at all. I know.
Oh, Stefan. He says that the other side was a mess.
Stefan? Oh, is he on? Is he on the stream?
That's right, Brit.
Oh, the other side was a mess. Why? Mess as in what? As in just like crowded?
VC also demanded, well, what the Queen wants, the Queen gets.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm actually alright because actually, you know, it's a change. You know, you do one thing and then all of a sudden you start talking to fans and then you start doing this and that.
How come your screen is so much smaller?
Because you said, yeah, because it's.
You made it smaller.
Because it's 1080p.
I mean, your other one wasn't?
What do you mean? No, it wasn't.
I didn't give you a 1080p screen.
Nah, man. Jip screen.
So it's a much better screen, this is?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, alright, okay.
It says, look, full HD 1080p.
What? Are you kidding me? The last one wasn't?
The one says jip, not 1080p.
Serious? I'm surprised.
Yeah. Sorry, Chaggy. Too cluttered with stores, not as well organised with placements.
Nice one, Brit. I appreciate that.
That's interesting.
It has been a busy 2 weeks, but also a depressing 2 weeks, Chocks.
Yeah, it was very hard. It was very hard to find us as well. Yeah, we'll go through the whole recap thing in a minute.
Yeah. All right, cool. We can review 2 weeks in review. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Oh, you want to talk about your depression?
We'll talk about my depression.
We'll talk about your depression in week in review. Guys.
Yeah, week in review exactly. Or weeks in review. Yeah. Weeks in review.
Weeks in review. All right.
We'll kick off with the notices.
Let's kick off with some notices, guys. Just a recap of what's happening still on the website. Guts from Berserk, Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, Warpstar Kirby from Kirby, and Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid. All these resins are still up for pre-orders, alright? Just in case you guys are wondering what stuff you can pre-order right now. Those pre-orders are still available. We haven't reached those numbers that we hope to reach, but there you go, guys. So there's 4 of those. Whilst I was away, the Dark Souls Torch Hornet Ring started the pre-orders on the last Friday. So pre-orders are open until the 12th of December. So guys, if you started the Torch Dark Souls accessories line, that's the latest one. As soon as we have a sample in the office, we'll take some photos and maybe a little short video just to give you guys a close-up shot of the sample. Alphonse, pre-orders are still open until 16th of November. A lot of people were asking about that during MCM.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how would they know about Alphonse?
Well, I placed the shirts on the table.
What shirts? Oh, these shirts.
Yeah. I laid it out.
Okay.
I laid it out.
That's cool.
Yeah. I laid it out at an angle.
Yeah.
And then people were like, "Oh, wow, that was cool." And I go, "Yeah, on our website."
Oh.
So we might as well just print shirts. Forget taking statues. Just lay all the shirts down on the table.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll talk about more about that when we do the retro one.
And last but not least, Spiral PVC. Pre-orders are going great. Originally, we said that the pre-orders will close on the 2nd of November.
Oh, what's the day today, Chocks?
2nd of November, which would mean today.
It would actually, yeah, technically.
Technically, yes, technically. So the pre-orders should have.
Actually, you know, when we say the 2nd of November, actually that should be for us tomorrow because it's only just started for America.
Right. So of course we'll give the full 24 hours off. Yeah.
Although I did a countdown, which was the incorrect countdown.
Oh, we counted it to our time.
I guess it's the right now. Actually, if you look at the website, it probably actually says it right now. To be honest with you, which is incorrect. Let me see if we can pull that out. 40. It says it's closing in
right.
45
So,
minutes, which is not correct.
So it's just covering our time. So after consideration and after checking out the stats, we have decided to leave the pre-order open.
It's not decided. It's
decided.
It's not decided. We don't decide what we want to do. It was very clear. If we don't hit 3,000, we keep it open. It's not deciding anything.
No, we decided not to close it.
It's not decided.
Well,
we don't decide.
Well, originally set out that if it did reach the X amount of numbers that we wanted during the 4-week pre-order period, then we would have closed it. Because it didn't reach the 3,000, the pre-order remains open.
Now, Chuckles and I had a conversation about this, about how we deal with, because this is like new for us. This whole idea of, okay, what it used to be 2 weeks, then 2 weeks plus a last chance weekend, then 4 weeks. 2 weeks, no last chance weekend, right? Just continuously open for 4 weeks, and then it moved to 1,000.
For the resins,
for the anime,
start off with the anime,
or
to give the anime to give the anime lines a chance. Leave the pre-orders open.
It went 1,000 pieces for all of our products. Doesn't matter if it's anime or
gaming.
We're not gamist. We're not animeist. Everyone's equal, right?
Right.
Yeah. So then it's, and we've not got to that stage yet with any of them.
That's why Guts, Spike, Warp Star, Kirby, and Psycho Mantis, they are still open.
Right.
Yep.
And then we go to PVCs, and we made the same decision that instead of what we did before was ridiculous as well. 2 weeks for a PVC for the last one before that was Solaire, and then it was going backwards. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Solaire, then into Artorias, and into Crash.
That's
and these three were all done by 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. And now we've changed that to 3,000 because of the nature of these things. We have to make quite a substantial number of pieces with a factory at the beginning, i.e. 10,000. And that's before we even start selling it to people. But we will allocate 3,000 for ourselves because of the conventions and because we had more information from Gamescom and from MCM and ACG. This conversation really has influenced the way that we're going to be doing the PVCs in the future, and we'll have more conversation about that. And therefore, we said 3,000 units. We said that at the beginning of the launch of Spyro, that we will be making 3,000, and if we go over 3,000 within the 4 weeks, we will guarantee it. And if we hit 3,000 after the 4 weeks, so if we hit 3,000 in the 4 weeks, that's fine. And if we hit 3,500, 3,600, that's still no problem. In the 4 weeks, we guarantee it, no problem, right? Everything clear, no problem. Even if we hit 5, 6, 7,000 on the website, it doesn't make any difference as long as it's within 4 weeks, right? Then, if it hits 3,000 after the 4 week period, we are supposed to immediately go waitlist, right? Except for we discussed this is actually the 2 trigger points. The first trigger point is we've hit 3,000 units,
right?
Waitlist, but that's no longer the trigger point. The 3,000 units is if we can see that we're about to hit 3,000 units. I'd say give or take 50, something like that. We will send out an email to everybody, say this is your last chance week.
Yeah.
Maybe not 50 or whatever it is, maybe it's 100 beforehand, right? This is your last chance week. After that, we're definitely, no ifs or buts, closing the wait list now. What we don't want to have a situation is we instantly go to wait list without people realizing that we're about to go wait list, right? So we're going to send out a message, a newsletter, that we definitely will be closing it because we are coming up to the 3,000 units, and therefore we will send out a last chance week, okay? That's trigger number 1. The other trigger is we'd never hit that 3,000 units, and we just simply email people to say we're at that point where we're closing off because of production reasons. Is the stage in production where we have to actually close it anyways. We will then say, okay, here you go, guys. 1 week beforehand, boom. This is your last chance because you're being triggered by a timing in production. Does that make sense? What is up, Jose?
Hey, Jose. Yeah, so basically, you like I said, we will give advance notice before either it reaches 3,000 or it goes into production.
Correct. So now Spyro's done very, very well. It's not hit 3,000, but it's pretty close. And when I say pretty close, it's about 500 off of it.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, as I said, the reality is though, yeah, we'll keep it open for 3,000. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. And when we pair that into what we're doing with the conventions, and we'll go through a bit more about our thought processes on that, and we will have those 2 triggers. So that's what's going to happen with the Spyro. Spyro will stay open. There has been no newsletters being sent out. No one, because normally what we do is when we do a before a validation, we'll say, by the way, you've got 2 days before validation or something like that, or we'll say something like, it's the last chance weekend, and we'll send out a newsletter, this is your last chance weekend, whatever it may be. And that's what we do. We have sent no trigger email to let people know that this is your last chance for Spyro. So it will stay open until further instructed.
We'll probably send out during the Monday's newsletter, we'll probably add an additional section in the newsletter and say, hey guys, the Spyro pre-order date has been extended because it has not reached.
Yeah, just a bit of understanding.
I'll get.
Not extend, just remains open.
Yeah, remains open until
Yeah.
But the guys need to know the reason why it's remained open. So,
sure.
Yeah, that will be added to the newsletter next week. And hopefully, with the MCM that we had, that a lot of people will jump on the Spyro, and you guys know that the game's coming out this month because we just hit November, so game's coming out very, very soon. So hopefully we will reach that 3,000 very, very soon. Hopefully.
Right.
Yeah.
What is up, Nick? Sorry about that, Stephanie. It's coming along. It's coming along. Okay, so looking at the continuation, well, that's been the notices, yeah?
That is the notices.
All right, is it week in review then?
Week in review.
Okay. So last Monday the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
So we're going back 2 weeks now, yeah?
Yeah.
I welcomed the first for figures, 4 kids. Put your money where your mouth is. Clementine Kaoru Zara Davis joins the F4F fam. It's at that stage kind of like cool.
That's just cool.
I always, in money token, I go, when they're old enough to learn, pass them over. I love nothing more than teaching kids stuff when they can understand stuff, right? Newborn babies and stuff, they're like, only probably because I knew.
Like talking to a brick wall.
Well, it's because, don't get me wrong, because I have so much fun with the kids at the age of Elizabeth and Harvey.
Yeah.
Spencer's also all right now, even though he's not even quite 2 yet. You can still kind of like teach him stuff, right?
Right.
And so he's a little bit all right, but it's not quite as good as Elizabeth at that sort of age, right? And Harvey's obviously old enough now that because I know how much fun that part is, I'm like.
For a good echo.
So you will be, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah, get on with it. And then when you get to the age,
been there, done that.
when you get to the age when it's time to make you into a gamer, I got your back.
It'll be interesting when you tell her the story of how she had that, like how her name came about.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Just let her play the game. Let her play the game. Says like, she's got the same name as I have, right?
Absolutely. Adam Tiley, will I be teaching your kids to make statues pass on the family business? Literally, Harvey asked me that the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah, he did. He said, so Daddy, when I grow up, am I taking your job? I said, I'm not sure it works like that.
He has to have some interest in it first.
Stasia, I already did Jack and Daxter twice under a different umbrella. So I've already flexed my creative muscles on those bad boys. Just lots of fun. So, MCM recap. Are we going to do this then? Because you left on the Wednesday.
24th. Was the 24th.
Yeah. Seems like a long time ago. How does it feel? Are you jet lagged? A little bit.
I was fine. It was only the last couple of days where it started kicking in. As in just tiredness.
Mm.
Yeah, I wasn't that tired when I got off the plane on Wednesday. On Tuesday morning. It was only like on Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, these last couple of days I was a little bit tired, but it seems to be back to normal.
So now it's MCM London recap. Let's talk a little bit about how our partnership with Animigami started and how that sort of eventually sort of ended up to be what this is.
Yeah, I mean, like we've been prepping with Animigami for a few months, just through conversations.
So we met the boys. Well, we met Jose.
Yeah.
He came over last April.
Uh-huh.
Was it last April or this April? Shit, it's just this April.
I don't think it was that long. It's this year.
Damn, that's been quick.
Year, yeah, so it's like
April this year he came over.
Right.
And he was he's a retailer in the UK, right?
Yeah.
So go check him out. And we were just talking. He's a lovely guy, and he was saying he was going to MCM. And I said, you know what? Why don't we stick a guts on your booth?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Hyper Japan. We just kept in contact, Hyper Japan. And then we stuck something, maybe Solaris, something like that. Yeah. And then after that, when it came round to MCM, we wanted to experiment with hashtag shitty cons. I mean, satellite cons is the word, right? Mm. Just to test the
side
theory.
Cons.
It's side cons. We want to talk about experimentation, right? And wanted to see what would happen. So I basically said to Josie, I said, all right, look, what booth would you normally get? He was going to go to MCM anyways, because he went to the April one, and he was going to do the October one, and I said, well, a little bit of a collaboration there. What booth would you normally have got? He said, well, I would have got 2 Dita tables. I said, okay, well, why don't we upgrade that to whatever the next thing is up, and let's get a double booth, and we'll take one booth and you take the other booth, and we'll work together in that regard. And we wanted to use that as a kind of, as you said, we wanted to test out this MCM as a concept. And that's just kind of low-hanging fruit. When I say it's low-hanging fruit, I mean it's English, it's London, I mean, that sort of stuff is familiar to us. So it wasn't too difficult to experiment with it, especially without the whole staff going. It wasn't like a massive thing. Chocos went, but I didn't go. Obviously, obviously Clementine was coming, but I didn't feel like we actually needed to go for myself, in terms of it wasn't supposed to be a huge flagship event, flagship con, a flagship booth. It was just a punt, really, to sort of see about the experimentation for PVC figures. And is it viable? The one fundamental question was, can we turn a profit? Can we turn a profit on making? Can we cover costs and make a slight profit on just selling PVCs only? And if we can do that, which we haven't figured out yet, because we haven't waiting for John to come back to go through all the expenses, but categorically, without sort of like going into all the fine details, the answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just about, my understanding is, then we can therefore kick off a contour. And what do I mean by a contour? I mean going to all the different shows. Originally, when we said, if we're going to go to a con, we're going to go big, we're going to go loud, we're going to take this, we're going to take that, we're going to, we're going to have a big booth, and all that sort of stuff, and we end up losing money, right? New York Comic Con was a huge disaster in that regard, okay? But we never gave it a chance. We weren't selling anything then. We didn't have PVCs to sell.
Right. Well, the only 2 PVCs we had was on the Dark Horse booth.
Crash wasn't even out then. Yeah, it was.
Link and Crash.
So Crash was
it was there, yeah. It was there, yeah, just.
Okay. Right. Then it was looking at what was after the Gamescom. We came up with this whole really elaborate way to get around our crazy pre-order system where we cut it off after so short, to do the pre-order packs and to do this, and there was a whole lot of back and forth about, if we open up this wait list and if we do that and everyone gets converted and people sidestep and jump the queue, and it was a lot of palaver going through that for absolutely zero reason. Looking back over that, it's clear to me that there was no need to do that. The resins don't sell at cons. It's as simple as that. Even with pre-order packs, I mean, we're still sort of seeing the effect. I mean, every now and then someone will use a pre-order pack on something. But so there's that. But mainly, it wasn't where I expected it to be or hoped it for it to be to make it really viable to take these. Because the resins take up so much space. They take so long to pack. They take so long to disassemble, especially because they're usually prototypes and the packaging isn't perfect at that stage. And they get broken and this and that, and they don't sell. All of our business is done through website, and it's done through looking at things on a computer screen. We never went to a convention 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. For the 15 years that we've been in business, we never went to one before we went to NYCC. Yet the business has grown because, you know, there's no difference. The medium is still the same. It's still on the website. So we don't need cons to sell the resins. We know that because we've been doing it without ever going to cons. You don't physically need to see it. And so what? A local area sees what it looks like. Majority of people, and as you know, our markets worldwide, will not see the piece. So most people are going to see it on the computer screen, as they normally do, and make their decisions of purchasing it on the computer screen, as they normally do, right? So with MCM, we wanted, so Gamescom was really about kind of flagship and taking all those things. It's kind of, to be honest with you, not really worth it. Sure, it's nice, and some people come along, but the reality is, if you just need a kind of conversation piece, what we did at MCM was just about right. I mean, talk a little bit about the booth and what it was supposed to be. I mean, it wasn't decked out nicely. It wasn't, you know, it was functional. Yeah. It was serving a purpose. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was like basically, I mean, the booth was, there was no banners and such. It was just no frills. Basic. You know, we went there with a mission. Mission was PVCs. You know, PVCs, stack that booth floor as much PVCs as we can, which we did. Luckily, through the back wall, underneath the desks, you know, pre-packing them. Literally, any space I could find, I just filled that up with PVCs, and any other extra spaces, there was like 5 pieces of resins that I took. There was a Bowser, there was a Mimic, there was a Various Suit,
Amibus, and
a snake. And obviously we took out the PVCs out of the packaging. We placed the Link, the Crash, the RTSD Collector's Edition, and then because we were doing a pre-order for Spiral PVC, I hand carried that over there so people could look at it in person.
Where is it?
I brought it back.
Okay.
Yeah. I hand carried it back as well. Okay. Yeah. So
I'm not suspicious, honestly.
Yeah. The Spiral PVC was there on display as well. So guys, people know that. Oh, it's not just free PVCs we're doing. You know, we do have upcoming PVCs, and then obviously I was quite surprised the Snake SD was there as well. So I had that out on the second day, put that on display, and people were like, "Oh, right." So people
like, do they like the SDs?
Yeah,
the Snake people saw.
The Snake was interesting. Is that because they could see a comparison between the resin Snake and the SD Snake? Yeah, and
could people tell it was Snake?
Yeah, people could tell it was Snake. Yeah,
that's good.
and people were like really interested in the Spiral as well, because probably the upcoming hype of the game coming up, and it's just interesting that a lot of people were really interested in the life-size bus, the AMI life-size bus, and you know, as con goers that's never seen us or heard about us, they would have thought, wow, this looks amazing, but as soon as they looked at the price, they're like, whoa, that's crazy, because first of all, they don't collect resins, they don't know about,
don't even know what the market is,
what we do, or you know, the market itself. And then as soon as I said, hey, we have an upcoming True Form Amaterasu PVC, whilst I was talking, I was like pointing to my right, like that section is where the PVCs were, like they're going to be same price range, same scale,
right?
And then they were like really interested,
right?
They're starting to go, oh wow, this is something that I could look at, I could see being part of their collection.
More, it's clear to me that PVCs are key to the expansion of the F4F brand. To have that funnel of people to come in with those PVCs, get on the scale, get on the ladder, see that on their shelves, and then when the time is right financially, hell, we'll be here in another 10 years, 15 years, fingers crossed, what? Then they'll go, oh, you know what, I can now afford these resins, and I remember seeing before, I can now afford them. And I've seen that before. I've seen people come up to me and say, hey, I knew about you when I was in high school, couldn't afford anything, and check it out, I've now bought these figures now. And I'm just like, man, I feel old. Because it's been around for for a long time, and we will continue to do that. So it's definitely interesting.
There's always something there's always something
forward.
for a different type of consumer. I mean, you get a lot of, like, the whole point is, apart from taking PPCs there, the whole point is getting our name out there. People 100%. Don't know about us. I tell them, hey, we've been doing this for like 15 years. They're like, what? Never heard of you guys. And there's always going to be new gamers and new cosplayers, anime guys, and when they start looking at something like us, to them it's kind of a high risk to put a lot of money into something.
Grimy.
It is though.
It's so grimy.
Yeah. It's the culture. Yeah. And for something where they can see, oh wow, this is a bargain, because I tell them, like, I just say, look, don't waste your time. Don't bother going around the arena. You're definitely not going to get it anywhere cheaper. They'll be like, how can you do it? How can you do it at this price? And we're like, because we made it. It's like hard to believe that at that price, at that quality, and you can take it away right away.
Right.
And when they say, oh, I want that, I'll be like, okay, cash or card. And then, boom, done, transaction.
Oh, so there's a big difference between PVC, which you can actually take away with you.
That's what I'm saying.
Rather than
much
like,
easier. So
oh, give me $725 for the Ami bust, and I'll send it to you sometime.
Yeah, sometime.
Sometime in the future. That sounds dodgy as fuck, right?
Yeah. So it's a lot. I mean, like,
it's been delayed like 2 years. Is this normal? Like, yeah, it's normal. Don't worry about it.
And you get there's a lot of concerns and questions when it comes to resins, but when it's a PVC, they can take away right away. They got all the time at home to go through the leaflet, come on the website, join the club.
I think joining the club is kind of important when they can sort of see the moment that you see a company's got X amount of likes, X amount of people in a club, that will all of a sudden, and then you venture in there, then you ask, are these guys legit? That's sort of that's its own advertisement. That does its own sort of thing. So
yeah, so it's like trying to explain that. It's like people are like, oh, can I buy the spiral right away?
It's checking on the stream.
It's like, can I buy the spiral right away?
Where my mouse go?
Yeah. Hey, Peggy.
Where?
At the bottom.
Oh, Cheggy's joined.
Yeah.
Hi, Cheggy. Yeah. Hi, Cheggy.
So, exactly. So, what was I saying? So, people are asking about the spiral. And when they see that, oh, can I pre-order right away? I have to go through the whole process of like, hey, it costs $100 on the website.
Is that why there was a long queue?
Exclusive comes blah, blah. It's like, you have to like mention quite a lot of things within like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, we have a warehouse, we don't charge you custom fees or taxes. You can, and then they're like, okay, because that part was quite important.
Sure. And we should have it all over the website.
Where are you shipping from?
Right.
And then they don't realize that they can use a flexi payment plan.
IP tracking.
Because when I say $100 and I say that's 80 quid, they'll be like, ooh. When they look at the other stuff that was half price. And then I go, look, we'd never take full payments, only a 10% deposit, and then you can spread that out over 6 months, or Then they're kind of like, oh, this is quite good.
Yeah.
I have to go through quite a lot of explanation before they get to that point.
Geo tracking. You come in, you're from the EU, boom, EU warehouse, no import taxes, should be flashing like a bloody
Christmas light, or something.
Like Christmas lights.
Yeah.
And normally I would laugh my arse off and just realise that good luck, that's like so far down the list of things to do, I can't even begin to tell you. I would usually say that, but the IT boys are on a roll, Chocks.
Really?
Well, maybe just because visually it was nice for them to have because when you're away, you now have the ability to see your order, as in what's inside your order, on your order page. Now that sounds like fuck all, but it's a massive step forward, because before, if you had like X amount of product, X amount of orders, you haven't know what idea it was. All your order would say was just your order number,
the numbers itself,
how much it was, and when you did it. You click on it, and then it'll tell you what's inside it.
Right.
And that is incredibly.
Only took like 2 years.
And the rest. What was it, Chocks? Yeah, let's push to launch with a new skin at the time of launch.
Well, we've got a new skin. But by the time we put the new skin, it's like, all right, where's version 2.0?
Right, right. So in terms of the MCM, there was a couple of things that did come out of it, and the first one is we got in trouble. Is that the word? Possibly. We had complaints from local shops or distributors where, because of our pricing strategy was uber aggressive, 50%, they came back and basically said they went to our distributor to basically say, if they do this, we can't buy F4F products anymore because we can't sell it. Now, I have two things to say about that. I can totally understand what they're saying, but it's almost just like us saying it's a flash sale for that one weekend in one location. And I think you have a suspicion of who it was because he kept coming up to you and going, have you sold out yet? Have you sold out yet? Is that right?
I know. And there's so many spies.
Right, okay. So whoever it was coming up to the Chocks and going, have you sold out yet? And then he was asking, are you going to MCM Birmingham? Are you sure you're not going to MCM Birmingham? Because he knew that if we were going, and if we were going to follow with that price strategy, it would be pretty difficult to compete. And I can totally understand that. All right, so I understand that.
Hey, Kanako.
Hi, Chags. How are you?
Home already?
Yeah, I must have been home already.
Where's my key?
So I have now a couple of things about that. I can understand from the retail point of view that that's really detrimental to them. Likewise, though, I can also see our point of view, which is it's about getting the awareness out there and just pricing them so that they move. But I'm also thinking, look, we came with a strategy at Gamescom. We simply went, on the first day it wasn't selling, and it wasn't selling because everybody else was selling it as well on the con. Then we said we had to do something drastic, and just went 50% off.
Gamescom,
right?
This is Gamescom.
Sorry, yeah, Gamescom.
This is Gamescom.
And we just, the day after we realized we weren't selling the numbers we needed to do, we simply went, right, 50% off, and then it just went. So we went in with the same strategy to MCM from the beginning. Even the banners said 50% off, right? Straight in there, that's what we're all about, 50%. And we said to each other, maybe that's our thing. Our thing is when we go to these cons, check out F4F because you're going to be able to snag PVCs on the cheap, right? So for us, moving into that space has been about going with that strategy made sense in terms of moving it, and we proved it with MCM to a certain extent. We went with 650 and we left with like 600 something, 550 sold, maybe 100 left or something like that.
Give or take.
If you compare
less than 100, give or take.
Less than 100, so let's say it's like 580 we sold. If you compare that to Gamescom, where we took 150 of each and we sold through 450 because we sold out of them. Then obviously MCM is much better, because also you consider MCM is just a shitty con in comparison to Gamescom, because first of all it's a smaller show, much smaller, 120,000 versus 300,000 or whatever for Gamescom. And the quality of the goer, as the convention goer, is more likely to be a lot less knowledgeable on video games in general at MCM compared to Gamescom. Of course, Gamescom is specifically a game show, whereas MCM is video games, comic books, films, the plethora of pop culture. So to sell that many pieces at MCM, which is considered a crappy con in a nice way, is great news. It all of a sudden opens up the possibility of going to a lot more, we'll call them smaller shows. And that's what I've said this year. We're looking at doing PAX East if we have time to get there. I didn't realize it's in April, end of March, right? So we'll have to see, yeah. Then into ACG, which is in July in Hong Kong, which is just, we'll do that every year because it's just over there. Then going into Gamescom in August, and then possibly Luca. Although I'm in two minds of Luca, I'll probably pull that off for something else. Possibly NYCC, possibly something else. Don't know what it might be. Maybe not NYCC. Maybe something else. Whatever it is. In October, or whenever it is. And we'll use so we go from 2017 of one con. This year, 2018, is 3 cons. Next year, 4 cons, with a possibility of doing something at E3, but that's more for Dan and his wholesale business, right? then if that also works, all of a sudden, I would probably hire guys to just do the cons only. Their role is, right, you're doing conventions and you're going to all these places all over the world. That's your job. And that is your only job. Organizing it, getting there, logistics, everything that you need to do, and that's solely your job. It's not viable for Chocks and I to go to all of these shows because we have the company to run. But it makes sense to start going to those flagship shows where we invest more money in the booth, we take more items, etc., etc. So, you know, and that's the sort of idea behind conventions and what MCM has meant for us. However, the pricing strategy, going back to that, of going at 50% off, is probably something. I probably see it more like this: if it's been out for over a year, possibly half off. If it's been out for less than a year, 25% off. Something like that.
Right. Yeah. Because especially when 2019 we're going to start doing more PVCs, it'd be crazy to launch something in June, July, and then we'll go to ACG Gamescom and slash that at half price. It just doesn't make sense like that.
It doesn't. It should be on the older SKUs.
Yeah. Older SKUs where, you know,
it's been out for
it's not just that. I mean, look at this. I mean, people that want to, it's just like the games industry. People that really want to buy the game and play the game, they would have got it straight away. People that want to wait until the game is out for a while, then the pricing of the games will come down eventually. Apart from a collector's edition, all right? Or a collector's edition, they're much harder to get after the game is launched. So, for the way I see it is that, hey, if we can take 1,000 PVCs at Gamescom, there's potentially 1,000 new F4F club members, right? Give or take, like 20-30% of those might be just returning customers, right? Like the regulars, right? Potentially 700 new members every single year for Gamescom. And at MCM, if we sold 580, then hey, I'll be happy with half of that. You know, like 300 new club members. So there's a lot of things going on, right? So there's taking PVCs there, new guys that know about us, and then if we do that 4 shows in a year, that's like over 1,000 new members, new customers, give or take.
Absolutely.
So
that's mental.
Yeah. So like I said, like the older the products gets, the cheaper it gets. In a nutshell.
Right. But also Law. What's up, Law, mate? It's only really specific to one location, and that is, of course, a very tiny part of the world. Here's the interesting thing, Chocks. VC, I think, unless I'm misunderstanding, in front of every piece that you may like, there should be a business card of that piece.
Right.
Let's say it's the resins, right? Oh, I'm debating to get that resin. Pick up a business card, a little picture of it, and then pop it in your bag. Rather than the general business. I mean, that would imply you have every single product you had. Each one had a business card against it, which might be a little bit too much. But I think that's what she's saying.
I guess maybe it's kind of a general product description of each product. Because right now the plaque will just say something about the name, coming soon, when's it released, or the price. Or maybe next to it will just have some more description. I'm assuming that's what it is. Maybe we can not call it business cards. Maybe call them postcards. We can actually make a nice little postcard. One side will be the picture of the statue. On the back of it will be the description, the measurements, or
the payment plans that are available.
Yeah, right. Sort of so stuff, people can go and I like this. I like this. I'll collect them all. Can you sign all my cards for me?
I thought you were too busy for that.
No, I'm just saying. For example, like I said, like one of those things. It's like a postcard. And if you want, you can actually send it to your friends or whatever. It's like a little thing in the corner.
Hey, Jordan, you may be the biggest Spyro fan I know. A lot of people will be like, come on then, Jordan. I'm the biggest Spyro fan. Come on then. So maybe I cannot declare you to be the biggest one. But you're clearly a massive Spyro fan. And he's asking, how's that guy got that? How has he got that Spyro PVC?
Right. Yeah.
He will be... I told him to let people know the information on that. But basically, I promised it to him when I was in Gamescom. I say I throw away the prototypes in the bin. Out of the test shots, I've like Like this thing here. This is a test shot Spyro PVC. This is going in the bin. In the bin. And he said, you can't do that. I said, all right, I'll send you one. I promise you. As it's going into the bin, I'll take it out of the bin and I'll give you it. And I did. And he got it. And he posted it. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, those art cards, postcards could be one option. But one thing that was quite different, the crowd between the Gamescom crowd and the MCM crowd, is that the leaflets that we printed, nobody wanted to take them at Gamescom. We physically had to stand there and
hold on. The leaflets were bullshit that we had at Gamescom. It was like text saying, "Get your pre-order pack. Get your pre-order." That's what it was.
Yeah,
no one wants that shit.
We had a few different types of leaflets. We had the open type.
That one we never gave out, and only if you bought it. And then at the end we were like bothered off. But at the beginning,
the single
people were walking and was sticking out the single sheets, but no one gives a shit about that.
Yeah, right. But at MCM, it's all laid out on the desk, and people were like taking them. I didn't have to say a word. People were taking them. Obviously, every purchase I made, I put a wristband and a pin and a leaflet in there. But
what?
Yeah.
What? Right.
So hopefully those guys that picked up the leaflet were like, because they came up to me and say, again, they came up to me and say, "Oh, that Crystal Dragon, you guys do a guts." They were physically pointing at the picture and saying, "Where can I get it? Where can I get it?"
Oh, okay, that's good.
I said, "Go to the website." Yeah, so I hope you guys actually read the daily recaps that I did.
Yeah, it was good. Enjoyed that.
So like, obviously, I went there with a mission to sell out all the PVCs. I mean, we did sell out the links. We did have a few remaining of the others, but overall, I think it was a very good event. There was more pros than cons. I'm not going to go through the cons with regards to the events, but pros was like meeting new guys, meeting the guys that came to the show, purposely came to the show to get pictures, signings, or just pick up another PVC for a friend. Met some of the press guys, and just overall, the atmosphere was very good. Yeah.
Hey, Irene van der Brugge. And Brit says, go to Canada. You were actually talking to me about Fan Expo over in Canada, weren't you? We need to. I'm still not convinced about Luca at this stage. Having seen the setup, I'm like, oh, yeah, the Luca setup is like horrible.
I just saw.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not. Yeah. Yeah. When I realised that Luca is literally in village houses,
it's too scattered.
It's horrible, horrendous. So I'm not sure about that, to be honest with you. So we'll maybe see for some other con in the October-November time.
Alex Carney, why did they call it a convention? They should call it a provention.
Nice one, Jordan. I think, Jordan, you probably picked up a... did you pick up a pre-order pack? So, conventions are so important. Okay, how do I say conventions? PVCs and the way we sell them and going to conventions are really go hand in hand. If we find that after the initial sales of a PVC through our distributors that people aren't reordering, we expect our PVCs to have a shelf life of at least 3 years, a tail of 3 years. Now I say that only having done Breath of the Wild Link in sort of March 2017, we're not 3 years with a PVC yet, but we still expect constant reorders. Of course, the first one's the most, but every 6 months, oh, another reorder. Every 6 months, oh, another, something like that, right? That's what I want to see. And when you have 20 PVCs in the future, in the next 3 or 4 years, we're talking about reorders all the time. All of a sudden, if we find that the level of reorders aren't where we want it to be in terms of there is no tail end, there is no one picking it up, that's when we start going and hitting more and more cons. Because we know that we can sell them at the cons, and when we don't get enough reorders, so what the factory has an MOQ, which stands for minimum order quantity, And if we can't get the retailers to buy those in, we have to make them. Let's say they want. It's 3,000 every time they do a reorder. We've got to be 3,000. So let's say we get 1,000 from them, but there's nobody else to get the other 2,000. We either ignore that 1,000 and say sorry, we can't supply that, or we take a punt and we make that extra 2,000, and then we haven't sold it. And the only way we can sell it will be through conventions. And if it's through conventions, then all of a sudden we are looking to go to more of them to have more outlets to sell them. So
I'm looking at Jose's question. Isn't Gamescom more oriented to games? I think MCM anime cons are more towards your alley as you find collectors more easily there.
Oh,
in games cons, you'll find players and people looking. I have to disagree with that. I look at 1 hour. Within 1 hour's time at Gamescom, we could easily sell 50 Breath of the Wild links, and there was a massive queue. At MCM, there was no queue, and to sell 50 PVCs on the first day, I was like, oh my god, I was falling asleep. I was like, where's everyone? So I have to disagree on that aspect. You know, like which one's
There's
more.
only a queue because we were lazy and we didn't open for an hour.
Nah. There's always a purpose, but the way I look at it is as they both have their pros and cons. I mean, like I've got a good idea what the benchmark is with regards to MCM, the smaller cons and compared to the bigger cons. But,
it's now we've got benchmarks now. It's great. It's great to
it's
have
good
that.
to go to these new cons. Then you have a good idea of
how each one does.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also thinking of this. I had this conversation with Chocks about how often we go back to a con, and this is my thought process on this. Jordan, by the way, no, the answer is it will not close today because we didn't hit the numbers. So, if you ignore the fact that MCM is bi-yearly, right? Forget about that. Biannually. Let's just talk about the fact that MCM London 2019 October, okay, a year from now, would we go there or would we not go there? And for me, the answer is no, and I'll tell you why. We have 3 cons. We have 3 PVCs that we've done. That we took to MCM, right? What did we take? Crash, RT, Link. Okay, 3. The next year, if we went again, what would we have again? We would have Spyro. We would have Solaire. Possibly, there should be Ami, to be honest with you, and whatever it may be. Let's just say there's 6 for now, okay? So we go back next year, we go with 6 pieces. However, I feel that there's a possibility that, there's a big percentage, or not percentage, but a big percentage of possibility that you're going to have a lot of people that came last year, i.e. this year, again coming back in next year. But when they come back, all they see is 3 new things. They don't see 6. They see 3 because they've already seen the first 3 this year. They don't see the next 3. All they see is the new 3, which is totally fine, right? And that's 3 new stuff. However, why go to MCM London when we could go to another shitty con, a smaller con in Canada, in Australia, in wherever it is, wherever we go, no one's seen the first 3, i.e. the Crash, Link and Artorias. So when they see it, they see 6 completely new SKUs, not 3. Not 3 old and 3 new. They see 6 new ones. That's the point. A year is not long enough to replenish the new items to go back to the same location. Now, Gamescom is different. It's so big. I guess, to be honest with you,
there's other aspects.
I might even say that, Gamescom, maybe we don't go back to it twice. Now, we go back to Gamescom this time because we're going to have a better idea. But do we go back in 2020? Maybe the answer is no. We go to a different show that's a flagship one. I don't know, whatever that may be.
PAX West or something, I don't know, because it's very close to Gamescom, right?
Exactly.
Because we can only go to one or the other.
Yeah, so then we do it every 2 years. So we keep swapping around. That's, I think, is key. But and VC say you get older lines that we didn't want to buy due to funds. I bought Crasher, could you get one? Yeah, absolutely. So you know, Uncle Scab says go to New York. I would never go back to New York.
keep telling us to go back to New York.
I haven't finished saying. To be honest, I would never have gone to New York this year. But next year, I mean, I'm not saying it's happening, but I would feel more comfortable going back next year, 2 years afterwards, because we have more
stuff to sell.
And then I would never go the year. I think it's wrong to keep going back now. So Gamescom, we said we're going to it. I'm now questioning that. But you know, maybe just because we didn't do Gamescom with the knowledge that we have now. New York Comic Con, zero knowledge. Gamescom, half knowledge. MCM, much more knowledge.
This is the F4F tour. So when the tour is, you go from one city to another city before you go back to the original city.
You're correct.
Yeah,
that's right. So whether or not we go Gamescom, I still think we should. I think because we wanted to flex our muscles, knowing what we know now with the with MCM, and that we can sort of prove that, especially with organising, having a truck outside, leaving there. I think it actually keeps selling PVCs to the cows come home, and if we can get out in time.
Yeah,
that
I think
would
we
be,
should. I think we'll be fine
if we get that out in time. That's
if things go to plan as we hope they do, then I think we'll be cool. I think you guys will see.
Oh, my favourite. You say what's on my drawing?
Oh yeah,
what's on my drawing? Oh, you haven't seen?
I've seen some of it. Oh, has it been updated? We've got some new pics.
Pics, mate. Check this out.
James Test. So, what would be the limit of attendance size since you did the poll for conventions by region?
Oh, it was much smaller. I mean, MCM was 100,000 or whatever it was, and that was.
It didn't feel busy.
But to be honest with you, we would never go international shows that are less than 4 days. So that's going to be an issue as well. 3 or 4 days. No, at least 4 days, I think. It should be 4 days.
For big shows?
For big shows. For flagship shows, it has to be 4 days.
So we'd be like away for like a good 10 days from the office?
Let's see if we'll find it. Making sure I don't accidentally show something. This one? Okay, not this one.
Oh, have we started doing a?
Have we started doing it?
Yeah, because last time you told me it was.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
No.
No, I basically said I need it to be this price. Get it done.
Oh right.
And they said okay. I went to.
Oh, so it's not gonna.
No.
Really?
I said this. Right? Mm-hmm. And I said, they said, all right. And therefore, if we do that, then maybe Theme was originally that, then we could probably make it easy. Maybe even, well, we'll see.
But I thought there was gonna be.
There is. No, there isn't confirmed. Oh. It was let's go a little bit further down the line and then hit them up, especially after you know what happened after they were like.
Yeah.
Then, well, this is what I want to show you.
Justine, do we have a price for the new Ami resin? Which one are you talking about?
The 1/4 Ami resin PVC.
Oh no,
TF.
Oh no! It's way down the line. Hey Zach.
Hey Zach. Where's it gone? The date. August.
Yeah, so 2018, 2019. Interesting.
Maybe that one. It's probably this one.
Justina. No, nothing in regards to the 1/4 Amaterasu.
In terms of what?
The pricing. The PVC is going to come out first. The PVC will come out first.
The PVC will come out first. But the most important thing is that we let people know that, and we'll talk about that as well. We'll talk about that as well. All right, let's keep on going whilst that gets got a download for some reason.
Yeah, so I guess it's still more discussions to be made with regards to cons. In the future, I can't see any cons in 2018. I think we're pretty much done for 2018. So 2019, hopefully, if we can still manage to squeeze in PAX East, then that'll be something that we will really look into very closely soon. Yeah.
Look at this, Chocks. And then,
hold on.
Watch this.
Watch what? Yeah, I'd seen it. Yeah, and that's not? It's not.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah, amazing, right?
Wow. Yeah. As approved.
Huh?
All approved.
No. I'm still spinning that.
We need to send them. Yeah. I want to see what the back is though.
It's got the.
Does the thingy
Yeah.
Because we had to.
Yeah.
Like it was a new. It was a. How many?
I think it's 4 or 5, something like that.
Ah.
So yeah, it's got the.
Hey Jeremy.
It's got this one.
Right.
Yeah. In case you want it.
Let's send it down when it's done. We'll try it out. He's testing it.
Touch him.
He's proper testing. Not touching your.
Yeah. So it's exciting times for us at F4F because the possibilities of PVCs and taking the plunge of making them so much. I want to have a conversation about this. PVCs and resins collectors come, all shapes, all sizes, all financial situations.
Yeah.
You can window shop, you can have, obviously the most coveted will be a resin. Anything that with a price point like that, of course, it's most coveted.
I saw this dad. This dad brought his kid, and his kid was like maybe 8, 9, or 10.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, Dad, I want this.
A resin?
No, a PVC.
All right, okay.
And I was like, the kid paid with his own card. He had his own card. It's like a top-up card, a top-up credit card. Okay. So his dad puts in whatever amount he can spend. So it's kind of like teaching him young how to use a card.
That's cool, yeah.
And it's like, the dad didn't do anything. It's like, are you sure you want this? And it's like, yeah, the kid went and paid for it. So I'm saying, if it weren't for the PVCs, that kid would no way be buying anything.
I thought it was going to be like, hey, daddy, I really want this. And then the guy comes up and goes, hey, how much is this? Goes, look at that, kid. $725 for that Ami. Daddy, I want that Ami.
No,
how much, mate? $725 US. Oh, layers.
No, it's all right. A lot of a lot of dads understood the whole concept of it, and they say, look, get a PVC and all that stuff. And it was quite interesting how a lot of young kids were paying that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to, by the way, did you share this in the club?
Yeah. It's in the stream, in the club.
When it comes to moving forward, as we put more emphasis on PVCs, no longer is it going to be an afterthought. It's no longer going to be a situation where we go to licensors after that we've been working with in the past and go, by the way, I know we have a resin license, but can we do something in PVC? That's not what it's like anymore. Moving forwards, going after new licenses when we can, if it's available, we don't just simply say we want resins anymore. We say, yo, we want it all. I want it all. You know, PVC's resins. Now, we're going to come back to that in a minute. Let's just talk about resins, different scales, different price points, different financial situations, different types of collectors, also different space availability. It was a hotly contested subject. A lot of people wanted the option of being able to order in both 1/6 or in 1/4 as a typical resin size. Now, there are two sides to that. I can understand doing it for one launch, and you have it at 1/4 and you have it at 1/6. Other people in the industry have done that. There's no reason why we couldn't do that. However, I have a strong difficulty to have it when you're 2 lines in, two characters in the line, 3 characters in the line, and then what happens, Chocks? The 1/4 does really badly, and the 1/6, everyone's shifting towards the 1/6, and then we go, oh shit. We do the 4th one, and we do it again. We find the same thing, like 2 orders for the 1/4, and like most people are ordering the 1/6. How can we still commit to that? How can we still make number 5 in the line both? It's too close to each other. The price point between 1/4 and 1/6 is pretty similar, because we said it's not about the size, it's more about the paint details, the difficulty, the engineering. It's also to do with the space considerations, whatever it may be. How can you...
Hey Marcel. Oh, Kaka says I look really tight. That's right. Yeah, Joe says. Yeah. How's Emma?
How's Emma? How's Cody?
How's Emma's first outing? Yeah, it's out first meal of the since being born, I guess.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, sorry for
no.
Go back to what you were saying, like the 1/6, 1/4 thing.
Hey Marjorie. So 1/6, 1/4 in resin, I have a hard time committing to both because the sales can wildly differentiate. Yeah, the first one you could do it as a punt, but I have difficulty I would disappoint a lot of people if we all of a sudden go, yeah, sorry, we're not doing that scale anymore because you and 10 other people bought it, and then it'd be like, that's not fair, and it's just, what's the point? Thinking long term, it doesn't work. However, 1/4 or 1/6 resin, the resin is the resin, and the PVC is the PVC. I want to do them both exactly the same, because this came out as a result of AMI PVC TF and AMI PVC and AMI 1/4, and it came out as this niche product is not being supported by. And so this is a conversation that I had. So this is where it came from. 1/6, sorry, AMI resin subsidizes the AMI PVC TF. Okay, now why do I say it subsidizes it? Why do I explain that? Well, let me say why. The objective was to create an AMI PVC. That was the goal. So going to retailers, a lot of them said this game's really old, it didn't sell well. So I said, yeah, back in the day it didn't do well, but there's such a cult following, but they don't care. They look at the sales numbers and they go, we'll take 500 pieces. I'm like, I need to sell 10,000 of these bad boys. You're taking me 500. I'm like, that doesn't really work. I know it's, of course, as you get further down. But at that stage, when we asked for early indications from the wholesalers, if that's what came back, we would go, thanks very much, but forget it. AMI PVC isn't happening. Despite AMI being one of the most amazing products that we do, in terms of sales, it does a great, it attracts all the boys and the girls. All of a sudden, you're like, that doesn't work. When I say it doesn't work, I mean, it's really not. Or so I'm saying, it wouldn't work. We wouldn't be able to do a PVC of AMI if it was based on the traditional methods of going to wholesalers to go, you know what, we feel there's a strong enough demand for this piece, we will therefore spend the money, $50,000 on making steel molds. That's what they cost, right? $50,000 just to even, before we even do anything else, just the steel molds, $50,000, right? So in order to eat that kind of cost, you got to kind of know that there's someone who's going to buy it at the end of the day. So without having that confidence from the end buyers, because look, hey, it's a link, no brainer, yeah, no problem, don't even need to worry about it, right? But it's something that's been out a little bit longer, and it makes it much harder to get that across the line if we just go on the indications of the wholesaler shocks. So what we need to do is subsidize the development of the PVC with the resins. Now, I think it was Lisa Wyckoff was asking me, what does that mean? Are you going to increase the price of the resin in order to subsidize the cost of the PVC? And that's totally not what I mean by that. What I mean by this is one product, development-wise, Chocks, is exactly the same up to the point where you go to physical. This could go PVC or resin. Now, obviously, there will be some slight changes to the base, perhaps, whatever it may be. But typically, at the point that it's finished at 3D, we go, all right, it's this size, and therefore it turns into a resin, or it's going to be this size, and it turns into a PVC. All of a sudden, the opportunity cost of developing this product, which has taken a year, you have the money source that comes in from the PVC, and you also have the money source that comes in from the resin. If I looked at the PVC money that only came in, I would have said, you know what? This project was a failure. We'll never do these kind of projects again, because if we keep doing it, the company won't stay in business. But if I take those PVC sales, which are disappointing, and I take the resin sales, A plus B all of a sudden equals a successful project, because because of the way that we share. They share the revenue streams, big each other up, and it's basically come from one project. I look at the one project as a whole because why? Because the development was exactly the same. And that also goes another step forward, Chocks. The great thing about the PVC and resin concept is it gets the resin through the door, something we wouldn't have done otherwise, and that's AMI PVC. And we're taking that concept with Banjo Tooie. We will be making a Banjo Tooie PVC, and we'll be making the exact same banjo in a bigger size for the resin. So all of a sudden you have one development that leads to two products. Looking at the project overall is great news. You'd think I'd go up to someone and go, hey man, we're interested in doing Banjo Tooie PVC. How many should I put you down for? They'll be like, wait, let me just check. 20 years ago. Let me check my records. Oh, year 2000s? Nope, it's not in the 2000s. Oh, 1996 or 1998. Like, oh, right? So all of a sudden, the project becomes viable because we're looking at it revenue sources between both of them. Beyond that, we come back to this whole idea of scale. Having one at resin size and having one at PVC size is such a big difference compared to 1/4 and 1/6. They're really similar. 1/4 and 1/6, the same collector would go for either either 1/6 or would go for 1/4, right? That's the same type of collector. They would choose one of the two. And all of a sudden you're halving, you're dividing your small pool already for the resins to make them choose between a 1/4 and a 1/6. It's not sustainable long term. However, resin and PVC attract a wildly different customer base, predominantly because of the price point. The price point is so cheap in comparison to the resin that people are more willing to take a punt on those PVCs, and also like, hey, I like this product, I like this franchise, but I don't resin like it, but I PVC like it.
Yeah, you get.
And also, I got this. So all of a sudden, you are attracting a bigger pool of people that wouldn't have bought it, wouldn't have bought the resin, but would have bought the PVC. However, as I said, if you go back to that whole idea of scale of 1/6, 1/4, you're not attracting a new pool of people. It's the same pool of people now having to make a choice between A or B. Ludicrous idea, absolutely ludicrous. No chance, right?
Now I say, will the resin and PVC exclusivity be the same?
So I can for sure say, that's a good question. I can for sure tell you that, as we now sort of said, moving forward, we're going to do this more often. We have the ability to think about this more than before we didn't. It was more like, oh shit, no one wants this AMI. Oh, I know what we'll do. Oh, we'll make it resin. That was how that conversation went. Now we actually realize that that's what we want to do, and moving forward, we actually look at it a little bit more carefully. We say, you know what, the TFs, they need to hit a price point, and manufacturing cost, it needs to be around about the same price. We can't go so elaborate with it because there's manufacturing costs, that's expectations. Because, as I said, the moment you start making it more elaborate and you start going into the triple figures, all of a sudden it's not serving its purpose, which is supposed to be that impulse buy. That, oh, might as well. I like it, I'll buy it, right? That kind of thing. So going into development now, Chocks, we had a conversation today about, right? We said we're going to make the TF and the resin exactly the same pose, but the bases will vary because we have more. Obviously, the resin will be X amount larger, no ifs or buts. It's the material, etc., etc. But also the base, we have more freedom with it, right? And but the fundamental character is exactly the same pose, exactly the same size. Exactly the same pose, right? And all of a sudden, that allows us to simultaneously develop 2 SKUs for one. And I can't begin to tell you, especially with new, in a perfect world, in a perfect world, in a scenario where we have both PVC and resin in a completely new license. Obviously, if we've got a resin already, like we've had AMI resin for a while, we're making a PVC now, right? Fine, right? But I'm talking about in completely new licenses that we're going for, that we get. It makes sense to go with what first, Chocks? Either especially because we're going to be developing at the same time. Which makes sense to go first with? PVC or resin, and why?
What? New licenses?
I'm saying, if in a scenario where we have a new license that allows us to do both, which product category would you release first? PVC or resin? Remember, bearing in mind that
release first,
yeah, bearing in mind they're exactly the same shape.
Sure.
Which would you release? PVC. Which would you release first, and why? So you're saying PVC? Why is that?
Well, considering the same development time has been put onto it, okay, so it's two. It serves its 2 purposes, right? PVC because A, it can be used at cons, right? Although the material costs might be more than the resin. First of all, we can always take it to cons if we keep on going with cons. Secondly, it will attract a lot of new guys, whether it's anime guys or gamers, for their first piece. If those guys want resin pieces, they would know that it's going to come out as well. Resin guys might want to pick both up at the same time. And resin guys might say, I might not love the character, but I would like to have that in my collection without spending over $500. I spend $100 and that's fine.
Right.
So me personally, I would say PVCs first. If the contract is for both PVCs and resins, PVCs are much quicker turnaround as well. Like even
in the marketplace,
even if it's the same development time, making the PVCs out in the market is much quicker than the resin, and it can still ride on that hype much quicker than say a resin.
You know what? I'm actually going to slightly disagree with you in one aspect. With the development time, it's actually faster to develop resin, and let me tell you why. It's faster to develop resin because you don't need to create that steel molds. Right. But once you made that steel molds, the production time is lightning fast. So, however, having said that, the development of the PVC will be easier because it's not as complicated in terms of base.
Plus PVCs, we have a template that, hey, we have a specific price point we need to make. We know a specific size. We have a specific packaging.
Right.
That aspect is kind of pretty much set in stone. Right. Because we want the whole PVC line to feel like a line.
Yeah. Now, MJP says, I'd like a resin first. I'd appreciate what you're saying. However, from a business standpoint, we believe that it makes a lot more sense to do the resin afterwards. If not at the same time, but mainly let's do it afterwards. And the main reason is a lot more people will jump on the train with the PVCs, obviously by the nature of it, and then they will be able to bring them in, bring people in. Let's say it's
basically, the PVC resin serves a lot of purposes. and we're just trying to have, hey, if the same development time could allow us to cater the PVC guys and cater the resin guys at the same time, that's a win-win in our situation. They'll be like, okay, I like resins, then they'll collect resins. Like every time back in the day when we have a license, people were saying, is it going to be resin, or what scale is going to be, right? But now every time we go for a new license, it's 99.9% that it will have a PVC and a resin. That's what we want anyway. So guys that say, oh, you got an awesome license, the question isn't about what material it's going to be. It'd be like, okay, cool, PVC and a resin. We know what price.
If we can,
we can. Yeah.
And with that sort of strategy moving forwards, you know, there's actually no reason now. Okay, the beauty is now, Chocks, we don't have that really decapitating, debilitating 2-week window anymore, that 4-week window anymore. We don't have that anymore. Because we don't have that, I actually don't mind necessarily pre-ordering both at the same time. And hear me out, right? Obviously, you say PVCs go first to attract a wider audience, so then when you drop the resin, there's more people to upsell to, right? But because we don't have the issue of time, assuming it doesn't hit 1,000, well, that's making a big assumption that it doesn't hit 1,000 for the resin. It means it has more time to for them to go through the market and then see it, then actually jump on it, and it's still available. So there's a difference there. Having said that, I find it might be confusing. People who don't know about the industry are buying the PVC thinking it's the resin size. We've done the documentary and they're like, it's fucking huge one and the small one. And they go, oh, this one's that huge one. That's $100.
We just have to make it obvious.
Well, I mean,
there's only so much we do.
But what is really, really clear, no ifs, no buts, the moment that we go live with the product, we must say that there will be a PVC counterpart if we go with the resin first, or there will be a resin if there is a PVC product. So people don't order in complete knowledge that's what's happening. So there's not like, oh, hey, if you had told me at the time that a PVC was coming, I would not have bought the resin. I don't want to hear that. That's something that I feel is absolutely correct, that they shouldn't be in that position. People shouldn't be in that position. So I believe we'll never do that. If what I said is correct, this is why you went with the PVC before resin for Reignited? No. Reignited was just, hey, the game's coming up, let's just concentrate on that. And if that was the case, Jordan, that doesn't make any sense, because the PVCs were not, the PVC Spyro and the Reignited resin are different poses. So completely does not make sense to what you're saying. Completely doesn't make sense. They're completely different poses, so it's not relevant to this discussion. I'm only talking about those where the PVC and the resin match. But moving more forwards, of course I'm not saying all of them will be, but moving forwards, more and more you'll see Daddy and Mini-Me. That's what you'll see more and more going forwards. But you'll not see that. So yeah, when they're completely different, like Spyro, Reignited, resin, and PVC are, it doesn't follow that concept.
No, I think folks will understand once we do the
AMI, I guess.
First.
Yeah. I think
the AMI will come first with this concept we're talking about. Same poses, but in different materials catered for different crowd. Hey, you might get both if you want. You know, like some of you guys are saying, if I'm a big fan of this franchise, I'll collect the resin as well as the PVC that Adam is saying. But you know, if you only just want one or the other, then at least we should tell the guys right at the beginning that, hey, wait around for the resin or wait around for the PVC.
Zach's asking you a question. Are you worried about cannibalizing sales from the resin by releasing the PVC first? Nope. Remember, the goal of at least in AMI's case, the goal was to launch the PVC, and mission is accomplished.
And having cons as well would help that cause to, you know, to get it out there, to not replace the wholesales, but as in like to complement, to help the PVCs out in the wild.
Right. That's right, Nana. Say, I want to see your DEs every time we do a PVC. You could have got yourself some of the cheap, but you decided to. Chocks, I'm Nana Say, right? And you're you. Talk to the hand. I ain't coming to see you. I ain't gonna see you.
I got work to do.
I got work to do. Oh, because you go to MCM London all the time, don't you, Chocks?
Apparently, you guys had a secret group meeting on the Sunday.
Did they?
Yeah, but nobody showed up.
So secret that no one knew about it. I wouldn't say 1/6 PVC. The PVCs that we do is about 1/8.
Yeah, if it's 1/6 PVC, that price point is way higher.
Adam Tiley, changing the poses on anything all of a sudden makes the piece too. All of a sudden makes it not
more development time.
More development time.
More
it's
development
opportunity
time.
cost as well. It's not 100 VC. We need 101. Cool. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. All right, let's blast through this. Xenoblade character poll. Finally, the fans.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts. Pretty disappointed in that. Not. I don't know if there was much visibility. I was interested to see.
Yeah, I didn't see that poll get pushed up or anything.
No one cares about it.
No one cares about Kingdom Hearts.
So it seems, even though 1,600. Well, I also find that for Xenoblade as well.
I don't know why. Like,
Xenoblade had 800 plus.
Why did
right?
Zorro?
So
why did Zorro Halloween got to the top? Because it was Halloween or something.
Don't know. Not sure.
Yeah.
But to see Xenoblade get 800 plus and then not perform well at the character poll, it's the same thing for Kingdom Hearts as well. 1,600 is part of the Disney poll, and then when it came to character polls, it was all really low numbers. Yeah. I wonder why that is.
Does it add up to 1,000? The characters, individual characters.
Jordan, Alex, what is the concept for reignited resin? Has it been approved for finance? Yes, it's been approved. Oh, 101.
101. Because we've been away for too long.
I know, right? Spyro P. Also because the time change. Spyro PVC has there's a bunch of making of sort of like a production videos. There was a bit of this at the horn and chest, the belly's painted by hand, blah 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 blah. The
packaging.
That was nice.
Yeah, that turned out good.
Turned out really nice.
Yeah, the scales on the.
Yeah,
Sandy showed it to me. She showed.
Have you got your box here, or was it at home?
No, the box is here.
Okay, because I didn't have it as a comparison.
Oh.
Because obviously you took it.
You think I took it?
I'm not hoping.
Do you think I brought it back?
Yeah, you brought it back. Where's the was her? What about the actual? No, this thing. It's a metallic. Oh, it's structural paint. Did she scan? No, she also took it to China. Really?
To compare it before it goes to final printing.
Oh, really? She took it, yeah, with the materials, yeah.
I know you're talking about the shiny
one, right?
She must have took it up to China so she could approve it for printing.
Okay, well, that is what it is. Okay, so any pieces in here?
Was it in there? It's not in there.
No, it's not. Mayo. So that's a good comparison, yeah.
So can we show the front or the top?
Yeah, so look, originally when we did it, I felt like, as I said, that no, the top. Let's bring it up to the top. I felt like this was really washed out. That the purple, it's dull. It didn't have any kick. It didn't have any pop. That the purple itself looked like it wasn't enough ink in the cartridge, right? And if you bring it down. Oh, that's new, right? To have that, that's new. Right, check that out, guys. That wasn't there on the original prototype. But the actual printing of it, was this the improved one or not? It wasn't, right? So you can see it kind of looks a little bit dull. We here made it again, but this time was more vibrant with the purple itself. Look at the purple difference, it's much brighter.
Well, you can see the glare on it.
And of course now look at that. Look at that gloss. And if you look at the top. Of course this the purple pops is day and night.
Yeah.
And of course
you can see the scales.
This will still have that on there, so don't you worry about that. But look at the scales on that. Look at the way that's gonna, if you walk past the shelf, the way that catches the light, you're gonna see there's much more than the other ones as well. So Yeah, moving on to the sides, it's got that as well. And of course, over there as well. So definitely happy with that improvement on the Spyro regular box and the exclusive box as well. As you just bring that over. This is like just a solid printing thing. There's nothing about this. It's just regular mock-up. You can see the way that Sandy did this. She's got a kind of gradient effect where it's darker here, it's lighter here, darker here. To give that effect of a golden effect, well, we've actually changed this to one solid color and then use reflective gold and kind of metallic-y sheen to it, which gives it that natural sheen that we kind of mocked up fakely in the gradient effect here. So I showed that to you guys in the video, so hopefully you like what you saw there.
Yeah, VC. It looks so good in person. Yeah.
But she saw that one.
Yeah, she saw that one.
She didn't see the new version of it, which looks much better than that.
Yeah.
Looks better than that. Alucard production, Variasu, Orni. Yeah, Orni is now in production now, which is good news.
Good.
Yeah.
Finally.
Gift cards. Okay, we need to do a little bit more work on that. So I had a conversation with the IT boys today. Hopefully, we can get that sort of done. I don't know if it's going to be that soon, but it's the idea of store credit versus gift cards. It's going to be an interesting conversation. Are you guys interested in The Promised Neverland? Now, that's an anime that's coming up next year.
Yeah.
Whether or not people are interested in that. Because
you've been keeping yourself busy whilst I'm away.
Well, got no mates. Go do something. Every time I'm like, oh, he's not there. So.
I should be out of the office more often.
Website wish list. One of the top things of the website wish list was, of course,
really?
One of the top things was having the ability to know what your item is.
Right, that's crossed off.
Which is now being done, and that's a huge.
What's the top three?
I can't remember. It was that. It was.
I didn't see that, Fred.
Did you not see it?
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I saw the first four. I saw the gift cards one, and the wallets one.
Search the screw. What am I talking about?
Wish list. Oh, features.
Oh, waitlist position without needing to contact CS. That's fair enough. Whereabouts are you on the waitlist without having to ask CS?
Right, okay.
That should be less and less of an issue because there won't be that many waitlists in the future, but also because we will start converting them much quicker. We have an ability to convert them much quicker.
Maybe that indicator bar thing that a lot of guys were talking about, referring like a color-coded waitlist bar.
Ability to pay off parts of products remaining balance.
Really?
Yeah, which you can do that if you contact CS, but at least do it in an automated way. The ability to see what's in the order without clicking on it.
Okay, so that's done.
Yeah. And that's it. Those are the main things.
Yeah, we've already touched on the waitlist FlexiPay, gift cards,
Peggy sightings. 10-minute flash intro. Do you remember those old school flash intros to the website?
I mean, like, yeah, further down, like selective shipping couriers, that'd be quite a good option as well. Then you can choose your own courier. That's going to be quite a lot of work.
Yeah. All right. What else?
What, you've been through all those?
Faye has been kicking my ass. There's still some more work to be done on her. Oh my god. She's mashing me up. Window shoppers versus real oh my god, you missed this bullshit.
What? Oh, I think I saw that, Fred. I was like, all right, back to real work. Hey, Jeffrey.
Hey, what's up, mate? How you doing? Are your folks still around? Let's get this boy back in. I need to rinse him at poker. So window shop, there was this whole thing about the voice of those that buy and criticisms and feedback. Ugh, I don't bother to go into it. And I was like, I'm having a baby, right? I go away for a day just to look after my baby, right?
Right.
And I come back to going, oh.
I think it happened because of, I guess it's like, oh, how can guys that are how can window shoppers can have so much say for a product when they're not even buying it?
Yeah.
And then you have the other side of the argument saying, hey, every window shopper has a potential to become a shopper, right?
Right.
Well, it's like going to a con. If people walk around just looking, I'll be like, are you effing buying or what? If you know, just go away. If you're just window shopping, just go away. I can't say that, right? All I can do is just say, hey, do you like this product? You want to hold it in your hand? Check it out. This is how it should do it.
That's not quite the point about window shopping versus window.
But it does tempt a few guys to buy it.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is, it was about taking notice of what window shoppers, in quotation marks, have to say, and giving it the same equal weight as I would give to a paying customer who's bought it. And I made a very, very clear statement. I don't give a shit if you are a window buyer, if you're no intention of buying it. A window shopper is potentially a window buyer. You know,
window buyer.
I'll get 2 panes of glass, please. I'll buy 2 windows. That's not what I mean. What I mean by that is a window buyer, a window shopper could actually still potentially buy it.
Sure.
I'm even talking about the guys who have zero interest in this piece. If they come back and say X, Y, and Z, and it's valid feedback, I don't give a flying fuck if you're the donkey around the corner, if you're the fucking Queen of England, or you're not buying it, or you are buying it, or you're the I don't give a shit. It makes no difference. If something has been criticized, given feedback, and it's valid, who cares if you bought it or not? Right? Who cares if you didn't, or you don't intend to buy it? It's my job to filter the bullshit and the non-bullshit. If I go through a thought process of, when I get the feedback, I'm like, does the licensor let us do it? Is it going to be too costly to do? Is it going to push back the timing?
There's a lot of reasons.
So there still may be valid feedback, but I still cannot do it because of a variety of reasons, is maybe a scenario. Or it could be, it's easy to do, we can do it, or no, we can't, or yes, we can. Yeah. Who cares who said the feedback? I don't give a shit. It doesn't make a difference. I am absolutely laser focused on what we need to do. I'm absolutely laser focused on what we're trying to achieve. And the feedback is irrelevant. Who gives it? Okay? And I'm talking about the product here, Chocks. I'm talking about the sculpt. I'm talking about this, right? Hey, we made his bloody arm blue. It should be orange. Who gives a fuck who says that? Doesn't matter if you're a window shopper or not. I will look at that and go, you know what? That change is a, quite frankly, easy change. I'll do it tomorrow. Boom, done. Right? It comes back and
depending on license or approval. Variables. As I said, there's so many different variables.
Absolutely. Yeah. If it goes to something like, oh, this piece, you need to, I have a different switch out arm. Instead of doing this, it should be doing that, right? I'll be like, that's your opinion. I don't agree with it. Or maybe I'll go, you know what? I agree. It makes more sense. I think it would look cooler if we did that. Then I'll go, shit. Is that going to push things back? What about the next in the line? I'll go, is it worth it? Good example is the back and forth on Banjo's fucking bass, right? Finally, we're at the physical stage, but that shit should have been in production right here, right now. But because of the back and forth and the bitching on the banjo bass, I ultimately went, you know what? Okay, I think the feedback's valid, and I'm going to make the changes, right? What's that done? I knew it was going to push things back. I knew it was going to delay production. I knew that Conker was going to suffer as a result. I wanted to be further in production because I wanted Conker to come out for pre-order when people could see that we're, you know, the rare fans who don't know us apart from Banjo can see we're not fucking grimy and scummy. We actually make stuff. They can see videos. But I can't show that right now. It's pushed that back Conker, right? So I'm thinking I have to make those decisions and what those changes mean and what they affect that. But it does not make a single bit of difference to who said it. the weight of what people say about the product itself in terms of you know, the quality of the packaging or the quality of this or the quality of that, 100% the only people I give a shit about is the people that have bought it or seen it, because only they understand it, only they know. No window shopper who's never bought a piece can ever tell us that the packaging is shit or not shit. I don't give a flying fuck what they say, because they've never seen it before. How can they give feedback on what the, you know, on the product, you know, the weight of it or the not weight of it or the size of it or whatever it may be? How can they say that when they've not received it? So zero care about that. Then 100% care about what those have received it. I'll listen to that all day long, and I'll filter out the other people though. So there are distinct differences between the two. Distinct differences between feedback on the character versus feedback on other things. Packaging. Hey, can you change this? Can you change that? You know, even to do the website, or to tweet this and to tweet that. You know, that is where there is a distinction between the two. So hopefully that makes sense. Guts has changed. So that's window shoppers versus real buyers. And there was a lot of, the problem with that thread, it kept devolving between window shoppers in quotation marks versus those that have bought, and then kind of like loggerheads, and then a lot of times I had to like lock the posts, and it was in issues and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Ryo Hazuki, hello sailors. That's coming at any sailors. That's actually, Ryo is looking really good there, Chocks. Now we had a design for that. Did you see the picture?
I saw the image.
Yeah.
Still some work.
Sure, but it's certainly better from where it started from, right? But the main reason why I did that, Chocks, was to gauge, when I do anything like that, gauge the reaction. And the way I look at it is like, oh, Kickstarter. No reaction.
Oh, where's the Sega and Shenmue?
Where are the Sega Shenmue fans?
Yeah.
No reaction. Not where we need it to be. All of a sudden, I go, develop, show that. Crickets. I'm like, your priority just went right down. I show it, and people are like, oh yeah, really cool, it's got, and then like, all right, develop. There is so many products that we've got to develop, Chocks. It's got to make sense to develop the pieces that is going to keep the lights on, keep a roof over our heads. It's as simple as that. So when I sew something like that, and there was literally crickets, I mean, what was that? I'm going to look, it's going to make me depressed now. Look at this.
And you always get the one that goes, wait until the third game comes out.
26 comments and 55 likes. Are you fucking kidding me? On a face sculpt, on a potential new Ryo Hazuki sculpt. Unbelievable. Ugh. And half the comments are like talking about other stuff.
Other stuff, yeah. Ay, ay, ay.
Rubbish. Not good. All right. So, Snake interior shipping box. Did you see that? How that came out? Nice. Did you see that, Chocks?
Yeah.
It's cool, right? We've talked about it in the office so many times, and then nice little nod. We said we did a thing. And the great thing is that the eye on one of the sides of the packaging, you can see Snake's eyes sort of peering out from one of the slots,
from the
hand slots. Yeah. So that's really, really nice. Did a Spike RIP Facebook? There was we got flagged for having a cigarette, and they were like, "You can't do it."
How far in the advertising? Was it immediately? It wasn't immediate.
No. This is over after a long time. It's sort of, I don't know why the algorithms were changed or something like that. So,
God.
Right. The next is Chocks.
Which one are we looking at? First for confection. Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh
yeah. Speaking of which, Chocks, it's almost time for your snacky review, isn't it? I really like seeing this picture. It was really awesome. Toblerone.
Alright, shout out to Toblerone. Oh, I can't see from that screen. There you go. So these guys were literally behind our booths, and one of the guys went around the front and he said, "Oh wow, you guys make some good stuff here." And I say, "Nah, you guys make some good stuff." So he went around the back and printed out one of these.
Love it.
And it was perfect because I rested that on Crash's hand, and it looked like Crash is holding the Toblerone.
Was there any chocolate in it?
There was. And
oh yeah,
until
Annabelle
took it. Yeah, so
on the first day or at the end of the day?
Like end of the second day. There you go. Yeah.
So did you have it on the third day?
Cool.
And
once the guy printed it for us, I just rest it in front of our like the PVC on the edge of the table. So like.
You know, not in Crash's hands.
Oh, at the end of the day, I just put it on Crash's hand. Yeah. So that was quite cool.
No, that's cool. I literally just put tits on Rio yourself.
Yeah, so that's it.
What the hell?
What's the comments?
Oh, Bono hate that prick.
Why?
I don't know. Irish inner fightings. We'll leave that for now. Jerry says, "Nice. I thought that was shopped."
No, that's legit.
So, the Phoenix Wright, no more objections. Now that was better than expected. What do I mean by better than expected? So if you look at the rather disappointing 55 likes and 26 comments on Sailor Boy, and then you type in
there's a new option there. It says like posts you've seen.
Yeah. Objects.
What?
244 likes and 51 comments. I'm looking more at the likes.
Well, come again. How many likes?
244.
Right. Reactions.
And 51 comments. So it's not about the comments, but it's more about the likes. I'm like, oh, okay. Better than 55 from Sailor Boy. Now, Phoenix Wright is... And what was quite interesting is quite a lot of people commenting on that I've never seen before.
Right.
And they're like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this for 2 years.
Some people did ask me at the show. So, Chocks, I got a tough question for you. It's like, where's Phoenix? Right, and
really?
Yeah, and I go, and what's your next question? So I replied, so I know exactly what your next question is. Where's Dante, right? And then another guy goes, yeah, the question after that would be, where's Iker? Seriously. We had that there was like 3 of us having that kind of conversation.
Obviously an OCCers, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Obviously OCCers.
I'm assume so, yeah. I guess one of yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you know, how do I say it? Sweet black bass. Love it. Absolutely love it. May not say buy a black bass and you can't do nothing about it.
Phoenix Wright, oh.
Banjo's visited the barbers. We are now working on those changes. Have the new bass has now been done. The hair has been shortened.
Kenny goes, some people will see things posted and not react or post anything. Doesn't mean not everybody isn't interested. Facebook posts and posts have already proven that the likes and comments don't mean
You're
much.
absolutely right. It actually means that half the people will get it.
Come on, Kelly. I know you want Shenmue.
Sorry, Nana, say this was before. Just think about this, yeah. Just I'm telling you now it does, okay? Just so you curb your enthusiasm, right? Because I don't want you to get disappointed. I'm just letting you know. Especially because I know you're such an environmental person. Obviously, I know all that sort of stuff. But you have to understand, you can even see...
He's disappointed with everything, no matter what.
No. Hold on. I like his idea. You know, I agree. More complicated bases and environmental bases. I get that.
Yeah.
Right? I can understand what he's saying. But look at the projects that have been in development since time began. And Phoenix Wright is right there. When did we first sneak in? 2015? The 2015 Alex Davis just developed black bases, mate. That's the reality. So I'm sorry, curb your enthusiasm. That's the way it's at. Look at what we did. Look at the bases for Alucard, which was the same sort of time, right? Look at the base that is similar for, you haven't seen Dracula, but that's all on the same sort of level. It's all that same sort of idea. That's based on that era. It's been in the works for a while. So curb your enthusiasm, Nana. I apologize. I'm not even joking here. No, I promise you, Nana. I promise you. And DEs, to be clear, yeah, I said that Phoenix has a DE, but it doesn't. It's the DE is just another sort of extra. Some DEs can be wildly different. I mean, the DE between Midna and the DE was completely different. It was a completely new thing. It was like obviously the case, and the DE for Alphonse was completely different to the DE for Midna, and the DE for no, it's not a poker face. 100% no bullshit. I promise you. You just got to have a look. It's from when it was developed. I'm not lying to you, Nana. That's where it's at. Window shoppers versus resin buyers versus PVC buyers versus popcorn eaters. Alright. So AMI TF is now moving to steel molds. That's great. AMI TF, pause, hide the lines. Yeah, just showing some of the separations. A little bit behind the hand, behind the scenes. We just teased Sonic and Tails diorama, two hands holding each other, and the Imagine It Red, of course, is Banjo's bass has got some tweaks to it. All right, that's the 2 weeks in review. No, can I just say something else? Just a general conversation. Absolute and complete frustration. Really frustrated, really no direction for the last 2 weeks. The moment that we found out that Dracula was not going to make its 26th of October launch, we were scrambling. And this last 2 weeks goes to highlight just how inefficient we are. And it's been doing my nut in to discover all the inefficiencies and how we have to get past this. And it's been really difficult. It's not difficult. I know what we've got to do, but it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of effort to get to the point that we're more efficient. And as a result, we sit here twiddling our thumbs, doing nothing when we should have been. We should be hitting that every 2 weeks, and we were doing it for such a great rhythm, and to hit a brick wall like this has been really frustrating. And Chocks, we sit here and we talk about the future, and it's so exciting about the PVCs and the resins and the licenses we haven't even talked about,
so green,
and the other stuff, and you know, all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah,
it's so exciting. We know they're going to be huge, but it's like, can we get there already? Sometimes the time goes so quickly, but we know it's going to take so long before we get to that stage, right? And you're like, oh my god, you're not even going to see it till like July, or you know, that sort of thing, right? And it's just like, it's exciting, it's super exciting, and it really highlights the frustration I've been having when I see things taking so long, inefficiencies. It means it takes us longer together. Frustrating when we have something that doesn't hit the target deadline. All of a sudden we're sitting here with nothing to do. I don't even know when the next launch is going to be. I don't even know what the next launch is going to be.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's frustrating. It's difficult, but we'll get through it. It's just, it's difficult to maintain momentum in the club. It's difficult to have conversations to be had. Of course, yes, someone's got something new. That's great. Yes, I can show you some upcoming stuff, and that's cool. But not having the 2-week period, the conversations of, hey, did you guys come? Make sure you come and validate. You know, what should I get that one? Is there a payment plan? You know, all those sort of things. You don't have that buzz, and you see stagnant, bloody stagnant water. Mosquitoes get born in them.
Well, hopefully this kind of so-called downtime, hopefully IT could concentrate on features. We could deal with the structure, staff.
Yes, but that still doesn't help. You know, we do that anyways.
I know, but you know, at least we could get that out of the way.
Yeah, Chris Medeiros. No, Conker and Aku both are ready, but we said to each other that we want Aku to be more when crashes either out, is what we kind of said we wanted to do, right?
Yeah, and the life size.
And the life size. But it kind of use it as like desperate measures, like for fillers, which maybe could have been done, but we felt it was too close.
If we do that now, it'd be like same scenario that we had with Tekken. Oh, Law, then Jin, then you know,
what that we
King, that we did the launches before the product went out. We'd be back to school, you know, back to that kind of scenario with the Crash Bandicoot.
Right.
Yeah. And
then the other ones are the Shovel Knight different colors, which is the green and momentum chain. So momentum mail, which is the black and red one, and the player 2. We got those, but the Conker as well. You know, Ting is, don't get me wrong, Ting isn't saying they're not doing anything. He's been working on.
He's working hard. Yeah.
My God, he's done some amazing work on that.
He's doing a lot of research.
Holy shit, that Conker is looking amazing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I only see that scene, but have you seen anything else? I mean, you sit next to him.
No, I saw that scene, but I didn't actually look because he's doing it in bits.
Just stunning.
Yeah.
So you know, there's that, but it's frustration, it's stagnation, it's horrible. It's like we want to go at 5,000 miles per hour, but it's stuck in the mud. Wheels are turning. Frustrating.
It's not just that. There's also things that we're waiting for feedback as well, and there's only so much we can do when it comes to feedback. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A 12-month gap between POs isn't a good thing. You know, I've seen so many people on both sides of the coin. Oh my God, pre-orders aren't released quick enough. Oh my God, don't do so many, so I can't handle them all. Everybody will have different situations, different financial abilities, different space considerations,
different lines,
and also that's the reason why adding PVC to the mix is going to be great. It's going to give that more options. All right, let's do it.
Right, all right. Moving along. Temptation Thursdays. Well, since we haven't been here for 2 weeks, the TTs have been going on. We've already chosen the next 3. Last week's TT, which was 124, that was the last one before we went offline. That was Blood Plus. Let's check this out. Blood Plus. Wow. Just in total.
Oh my God, we have a new winner.
In total, 241 votes, with 206 votes saying no and 35 votes saying yes. I don't think there's a new winner. I think Owlboy would have.
I looked at the latest one.
Oh, you looked at the latest one? Alright, it's okay.
We have a new winner.
So the latest one is Contra. Built and
that was amazing. You shoot upwards, Chocks.
Yeah, it was. It was an amazing game. 146 votes currently, with 140 saying no for now, and 6 votes saying yes.
As I said, I think it's a new champion.
That's probably a new one, yeah.
It's beaten Wing Commander, surely.
Oh, sorry.
By no votes.
By
Yeah.
no votes.
No.
No.
How do we do this again?
By no percentage.
No. By no votes. That's it.
No. No, we're looking at the right hand side, aren't we? By no votes. So it should be by yes votes. By yes votes, yes. There it is. Well, it is the latest one currently.
It's only been 1 day. Yeah.
It's only been 1 day. Yeah.
So go on then, Chocks. Read that. The hall of shame.
Yeah. So currently, right now, Contra is at the bottom, followed by Wing Commander. We're moving upwards, right? So it's Wing Commander, then Little Big Adventure, and then MDK.
6, 10, 12, 20.
To go up in evens. Even numbers. That's right, Kelly Cruz. A moment of silence for Blood Plus.
It's like one of those IQ test, Chocks. 6 times by 2 is 12. Minus 2, that's 10. Times 2 is 20.
Plus 1. Our boy. Oh, wow. Right, so that was the first TT announced, Contra. Next week's will be Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
What the is this something that Cheggy's chosen?
No, I chose that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Already, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Brothers, A Tale of Two
What's
Sons. You never heard of it?
No.
It's indie.
Represent Alex MDK. The hell is that? Starbreeze? They're not bloody indie guys.
Started off as an indie game, pretty much. I won't call it a triple A game.
At least Starbreeze has a pedigree behind it. Okay.
Okay. Right. And then
Nana says, I would ask for Broken Sword like always, but even the director wasn't confident in statue sales. So he actually met the guy.
Yeah.
And he bigged up F4F. Nana said it, and the guy went, nah, I don't even think it would do well.
Wow. Well. So, last but not least, the third one.
Second one.
Well, Contra was the first one. Second was Brothers. Now the third one.
You normally announce them in 3.
Yeah. So we're already done one. Contra. That was never announced.
Okay.
Yeah. So Contra would have been the first one this week. Then Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and then the third one, the anime, would be Seven Deadly Sins.
Let us know in the comments. Will you be up for either Brothers or Seven Deadly Sins? Monster Hunter TT, you already had one.
You gotta choose something else now, and I say,
Hey, Gavir.
even the director says no for Broken Sword. Yeah, what about your Leisure Suit Larry?
Alright, over to you.
Right. Winners. Hashtag. Whew.
It's been a while.
Been a while. Hashtag F4F is fake. I believe.
Why are we fake?
The Peggy thing, isn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah. So there was 5 winners for F4F is fake. And they are...
Alright, here we go. JCJMG LHFCJ. Let's try that again. JCJMG LHFCJ. There is a ton of J's going on there.
JJJ. There is, right? 3 J's. That's all.
JCJMG LHFCJ.
John Lund. I'm out. Nothing about Samus. Hashtag disappointed. It's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Winner number 1, Jeremy Room. Congratulations. Chelsea Harris for the next. Bada bing, bada boom to John Fabian. Congrats. And Marco Castellani. And Graham Jenkins. Congratulations.
Oh, guys, I've got to say that the Netflix Castlevania Season 2 is pretty good. You guys seen it yet?
Is it the same short numbers?
8 episodes.
Last one was only 4, wasn't it?
4, yeah, the first one. 4 episodes, second one 8, and there's a Season 3 in the works. And there's a rumour going around about a Netflix Zelda series.
Also by the same dude, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Alright, no worries, John. Just stick around because we're hoping to get that out end of the year or January. Right. Next week's hashtag. Or this week's rather. Hashtag is what do you want?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I guess we'll do it now, yeah. Hashtag F4F MOS for a chance to win 500 reward points chosen at random. That's mosquito for stagnation, Chocks. Stagnation, stagnant water.
I thought you
mosquitoes.
I thought like you want a Moss burger or something.
No.
Moss burger here's up. All right, before we do the Q&A, it's something that needs to fit in there.
Yeah, I know that.
All right, you know that, yeah.
But we got Nanase doing it.
Is he doing it?
Yeah, good boy. He's a good boy for doing that. Having said that, he still didn't turn up to MCM, so black marks.
Ah, right, okay.
He's going to bitch about the black base, black marks, but he's done this great job for the King of Rings summary, so we'll go through that as well.
What is it?
I asked him to do a running commentary.
Right.
So we'll have you read out the commentary for him.
How come it's different to my notes?
At least the overall view.
All right, then let's go through. Right now we're talking about the King of the Ring, the nominations, right? The entries for the top. How many? Top 18. The entire 18.
So you can read it out there, so you can just read it all out.
Okay, I'll read that out. Yeah. Okay, so King of the Ring.
So shout out to Nanase for this.
All right, let's see if it's correct. King of the Ring Tournament 2 has begun.
Boom.
Because nobody won the first one, and the 2,000 reward points has been transferred over to this round. So 4,000 up for grabs.
When you were away, did you see there was a 1.6 billion jackpot won in the US because it was rolling over for like a year?
No, I didn't. I haven't heard
finally got one. Yeah, so this is going to be. I can imagine when we next do this, it's going to be 8,000 up.
All right, cool. Right, so Nanase says the predictions are all in, and the total count is a whopping 67 entries. Nice, very good. However, spell check this. However, 12 of these entries are invalid, leaving a total of 55 valid entries. Any reason why it's invalid?
Yes, because you can't have somebody that's both in round. That's in round one, two in round one, fight in round two.
Right.
Because they can't both win, and then you can't have.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have two people fighting, they both can't be in the top 10, top 8 overall. Something like that. Yeah.
Oh well. Right, so 55 valid entries, okay? The first round...
Nanase, can you look up how many valid entries we had last time round?
Oh, okay. The first round 1 match is underway with Sonic 25th Anniversary versus Sif from Dark Souls, okay? So the current vote count as of 2nd of November, 12:30 PM GMT, was Sif winning by a mile with 1.1k votes, and Sonic 25th less than half at 478 votes. Alright. So it was 1.1 for Sith and Sonic 25th with 478. After analysing the predictions, it was found that 84% of the valid entries predicted Sith to win. Good. Where only 16% predicted Sonic 25th to win.
I love these. I love that. Keep that percentage going about how many people can still stay in. I love it.
Yeah. So, will 46 entrants survive to see the next battle of Sonic 20th anniversary versus Amaterasu? Or will 9 entrants survive if Sonic 25th can claw his way to victory over the next coming days?
Can you imagine if so?
Yeah, because
yeah.
The poll is still ongoing, right? So it's for a full week from the Wednesday to the Wednesday.
Absolutely.
All right.
So if all of a sudden Sonic 25th goes to the top, all of a sudden the 46 people are going out and 9.
Yeah. Oh, not only 9 goes through. That's a tall order though. From like
no, of course it is.
478 to 1.1. Best of luck and make sure you vote.
Love it. Thank you very much for that, Nanase. Bonus points for that, much appreciated. All right, Chocks, review of the week.
What's this thing at the bottom then?
That's the Q&A.
Just this Q&A questions, right?
Okay, review of the week. That looks really interesting.
Review of the week or what?
Snack of the week.
Oh, snack of the week.
It looks really nice.
Right. This is called Real Strawberry Choco Ball.
Suck on my real chocolate strawberry choco balls.
Choco balls. Choco ball. Not chocobo, but choco ball.
Not chocobo.
It's called, in the printed label on the back, it says freeze-dried strawberry chocolate yogurt flavor. Actually, there was two different packagings. One was a pink one and one was a green one, and the green one was matcha. Yeah, so I thought, hey, let's try yogurt. But what was really interesting is this image here in the corner. Like, what does that remind you of?
Oh my god!
Let's have another.
Is this supposed to be a family-friendly show?
It reminds you a pair of lips.
Oh yeah, that's what.
Right, let's check it out. Boom, nice, fresh, and sealed. Oh my god! Can you smell it? Can you smell it? Smells.
Oh, it smells amazing! Holy shit! That smells amazing.
Look at those balls there.
Oh my god, that smells amazing.
Not many. Oh my god, this stuff was expensive. Not many. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Jesus Christ!
Jeez, what a rip-off. You want to try it?
No.
Really?
Keto.
Oh god, only one. So there you go, guys. It's kind of like about 20% bigger than the Maltesers. So
only 6 though. Jesus.
Only 6.
You have to like really like someone. Oh, there it is. There it is, Chocks. Just like it advertised it on the screen.
Yeah. So yeah.
So it's a freeze dried.
Yeah, it's dried. It's a dried.
It's a freeze dried.
With freeze dried strawberry in the middle.
Yeah.
With yogurt flavour.
It's exactly what it looks like on the thing. On the package. It's actually pretty legit.
Yeah. So yeah. Yogurt flavoured chocolate. It's not heavy. It's quite light. And yeah.
For something like that, for that little number of pieces, you got to sit there and suck on them. Got to like let that kind of like get to the point where you've sucked off all the yogurt area, and then just sort of you got to make that last.
Gotta make it last. I can't make that last. I've got to eat it before it starts melting.
Is it kind of so? It's chocolate or yogurty?
It's more yogurty than chocolate.
That looks really nice. Smells really nice.
It's only 57.6 carbs.
Am I?
57.6 grams.
So, can I tell you something?
Oh my god, the sugar's high.
Sugar is carbs.
Well, it's a separate. They got a separate grams rating.
So listen to this.
Yeah.
There has been only a few times in my life that I've done excess, right? Right?
Yeah.
Very few times in my life that I've done something that's kind of excessive, where I've, you know, there's only been a few times in my life when I've done something a bit excessive, right? And I've recently done one. I'm gonna admit to you now.
Right. What?
So I'm on the keto diet, right?
Yeah.
As you know, I came back from Germany at 72.8, something like that. Yeah.
From the Gamescom.
Yeah. And today I weighed in at, I don't know, 60. what was it, 68.9, right? So to hit the 68 was amazing for me to do that, 68.9, okay? And that's over 2 months. But today, as of 2 days ago, yesterday and today, for the next 2 weeks, are you ready for this?
What?
I've spent...
Yeah.
400 Hong Kong dollars a day.
The fuck? On what?
On literally someone to get their ass from Hong Kong Island. Are you ready for this?
Okay, yeah.
To come and deliver every day my food. And my food is specifically tailored for keto, where they measure out how many carbs, how many protein, and they like scientifically figure this shit out, right?
Hold on, the 400 includes a meal, right?
Yeah, of course it fucking includes a meal.
Like, Jesus Christ.
So the meal is lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and 2 snacks, right? Okay, that's what it includes.
So they only do one delivery trip with all like
the whole day,
all 3 meals, yeah?
Right? That's what I've been doing, and it literally breaks down what percent, because keto is a percentage amount of macros. It's not, and it's also, and it says the total calories you'll have as a result is 1,500 calories. Right. And typically a man is usually 2,500. So I've reduced the calorie count drastically, and it's totally keto. So the percentages of carbs versus protein versus fat is done in a scientific breakdown, and I've done it 2 weeks worth. I bought it 2 weeks worth.
Oh, you just started. It's a package deal, right?
Yeah, so I bought it for 2 weeks. They don't include 1 day, so I've done it for 6 days per week.
6 days. So which day are they?
So they don't deliver on Sunday.
So on a Saturday, they deliver it to your house?
They deliver to us every day.
Oh, home, not here.
Not here, home.
Home every day.
Yeah, every day.
But you're here in the morning already.
But I eat breakfast before I come here. I eat breakfast before I come here.
What time do they get to your place then?
They specify a time between 7:30 and 8.
Ah, that's fucking early.
Well, obviously, you've got to have your whole day's worth. Or it starts from 7.
And it's like
it starts from 7.
Really, really fresh.
And they come from Hong Kong Island. I don't know how fresh it is. It's not that particularly fresh. But they've got to come here at that certain time, right?
I'm assuming it's a driver that drove.
Yeah, sure. Whoever they do, I don't know. Okay, I'm still sleeping. Someone's opened the door.
Right.
And I come down and see it. But the beautiful thing about it is it's scientifically broken down between the percentages of the fat, which has got to be higher than the protein and then the carbohydrates.
Right.
So the only reason I'm talking about that is because what you showed me there is the total, if you look at it scientifically, every single time, the carbohydrate count never goes over 50 for the day. And you're sitting there going, oh, it's only 50? That's my entire daily allowance.
Yeah. And I probably got it like 300 or 400 times cheaper than your meal, and I got it from downstairs.
Totally excessive. That's the only few times I've ever done that.
But does it taste good?
No, it tastes like dog shit.
But it's 3 meals.
It's 3 meals and 2 snacks, and I have 2 snacks here.
Oh right, okay. You should take a picture and post it in the club.
I've given them. I've got them all. I've got videos of all of them because I showed them to Phil. Because he's like, "What? 400 G's, baby."
Is it the same meal every day?
No, I've only had it for 2 days, and it's been completely different for both, right?
So all 6 days there's different meals every single day.
I believe so. I don't know how.
That takes a lot of work.
Yeah, of course it does. And also, this one here is one of my snacks. So I've eaten my things. These are my snacks, right? It looks all right. Seems all right.
Yeah, okay. Seems all right.
So.
Yeah, it smells like prawns.
I hope so, right? And then
you don't put that in the fridge. You should put that prawns in the fridge.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I sort of forgot to do that.
Yeah.
And then this one is an avocado and egg sort of salad thing, which is again it's supposed to be just be the snacks.
And you can eat that any time throughout the day.
Correct. And the portions of the lunch are really heavy. It's really good, and the breakfast is pretty solid.
You had, like today, that kind of brown packaging.
Yeah. And the portion of the lunch is okay, but dinner's like holy shit. Did I turn into a mouse?
Well, just have that with your dinner as well.
That's what I've been doing. So I've been saving this stuff.
So today. So what do you have? What did they give you in the breakfast?
So let me show you what it. So
yeah, sorry guys, we haven't.
So I've been doing.
Well, at least you're having a bit of variety.
Yeah, for sure. Because I've been having the same bullshit for lunch. Down to the 7-Eleven, get a bit of chicken breast or chicken leg with some almonds. Literally been having that for a couple of weeks now. Like I'm going fucking mental.
So you went on the internet and you found this?
Yeah, unbelievable. So
did you show it to your mate, the guy that what's his name? Like he's.
No, I haven't showed it to him. I should.
Yeah.
So this is.
See if it was
this was the first. This was. This is today's breakfast: organic omelette, Greek yogurt, and chives.
Oh my god, you got your own name on the
your
own name on the menu.
You best believe, mate. Then the snack one, avocado mixed salad. Okay.
Yeah.
Lunch is coconut crusted salmon because you can't have breaded coconut, right?
Right.
Cauliflower rice, stir fried bok choy.
Mm-hmm.
That needed some. Like the salmon was alright, but the rest was like needed some salt, needed some stuff on that. Snack 2, lemongrass and lime prawn. Okay, lemongrass and lime prawn.
Are you supposed to eat that in that order?
Well, who cares? I guess so. Pesto organic chicken, tomato kebab, zucchini spaghetti, homemade pesto was really kind of.
So how did they give?
So look at the total carbs.
Yeah.
All right, so this was the breakfast.
Okay, there's an omelette.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And a bit of, well, it needs a bit of salt. It's got the counter. So, and then you've got the snack. Well, you've seen the snacks, and then.
So this is the second day today.
This is the second day.
Right. You think you'll carry on with it? Well, you've already paid for it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
2 weeks, you say?
2 weeks. I'm testing what my weight's going to be at the end of it.
I saw that today.
Yeah, so that was that.
Fridge,
it's like.
I was like, that's a bit fancy, like the packaging.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Probably pay for it all in packaging, right? And then that's obviously whatever that was. No, that was the lime prawns, which you've seen there. And then, which was much better than yesterday's snacks, which was like absolute bollocks. Right?
So the second day was better than the first day?
I think, yeah, for sure. And you can...
So how did it give you this, like, accurate measurements? Did you tell them your weight and all that stuff?
No. It's just... No, I didn't. But the calories is the calories. It doesn't matter what your weight is. The calories are the calories. And so that was... This was the first day, which was...
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower, yeah, something like that. With some... Oh, no, avocado and omelette. That was breakfast. And like some salsa. This is kind of like a lasagna, but with zucchini, because you can't have lasagna on a keto. And then third one was some really shitty cod. Like, it was dry as hell and stuff like that. I didn't even realize you could heat it up until today, right? So you heard me say that. And it was a really small portion. And then the salad. Then we had a salad, like a spinach salad with a bit of like pine nuts and stuff for my snack. This was really boff. This was really shit. But I didn't heat it up. I should have heated it up. And that is pale meatballs. That was pretty fucking nasty, right? And homemade tartar sauce.
That's the snack.
That was one of the
meatballs.
Yeah. And then that's the salad there, which is that was it's a nice variety for the first 2 days. How long will it continue doing it?
I bet Lily's happy. She don't have to.
Yeah, I know. Every time, and Kanako as well, because all I was having was like salad and steak, salad and a meat, or something like that for the whole time.
There's nothing wrong with salad and meat, salad and steak.
No, I appreciate it. It got a little bit repetitive. So in terms of, I should probably put that in the fridge, yeah. So as I said, Chocks, I don't often do excesses, but that's an example of one.
Yeah.
I wonder how.
So what will you do on a Sunday?
We'll just eat normally, as in what I normally do, as in eat what I think is keto.
All right.
So I have already lost 3 or 4 kilograms since I came back from Germany on the way I'm doing it.
Right.
What 2.5, 3 kilograms
of using your own method.
Yeah.
Right?
Just sort of like I know what foods I shouldn't eat, and what.
So you're going to weigh yourself every single day just to see if this scheme.
Well,
works.
So there's some variations. It's mainly sort of week by week, but yeah, I do sort of look at it every day.
So if this
and when I come into press, I've gone up.
So if you don't lose 3 kg from this 2-week scheme,
that's a lot. It took me 2 months to lose 3 kgs.
Oh right, okay.
Because I came back from Germany at 72 point.
Right, 2 months.
72.8.
Right.
And I came back.
So what about
now 68.
What about 2 weeks then? That's hard. You have to.
Oh, I can tell. If I can lose a kilogram, that's shitloads. But when I say that, on average, because sometimes it's like, you're up by 500, you're down by 500, then it averages out. If I can touch 67.8, 67.9, dude, that's amazing. That would be amazing. But we'll see. Mate, trust me, if I lose that weight, you'll be fucking asking me for the number. Nah. I saw the making of our tourist documentary, let's just say. Let's just say.
I could put on weight, I can lose weight when I want.
I do think you did lose weight.
Yeah, you guys say I've been losing weight from MCM.
Yeah.
Really?
Someone else was saying that?
Peggy said that.
Well, you can't talk about yourself like that, so...
Dad said that.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
So, kilograms in American is 2.21. So I started on 72.8 times by 2.21. That was 160 pounds. And I now weigh 68.9 times by 2.21. So I've lost 8 pounds, basically. Is that... Yeah, so however that works out in America. 8 pounds in the last 2 months. Yeah, so... With this sort of scientificness on the calorie count and with the breakdown, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
No, as long as you get your money's worth.
Yeah. All I'll say is I'm going to get a bit of chili, leave it in the office because it can do with something. Throw in a couple of days of cardio. So I haven't been doing cardio stuff because right? But what I have been doing is going to the gym.
Yeah.
And just because there's a gym just around the corner, right?
Yeah.
All I simply do is I will lie down on the bench and I'll take 2 45-pound barbells, dumbbells, just do that about 10 reps 6 times. And then I'll go on that pull down machine and I'll do that like 95 and I'll do 7 of those 6 times and that's it, and then I'll go and then I'll do that sort of daily, or the next time I'll do shoulders and then I'll rotate back to it, and but basically it's not much. Right. No cardios, because I feel like most of the weight is being lost is through just sort of what you're eating. Don't get me wrong, Liam, the gym is a tiny part of it. Weight loss is mainly to do with what you eat, for me. Kelly says you lose more from a plant-based diet. I've tried vegetarian stuff, but there's a lot of fiber. I'm not 100% convinced.
It's a lot of work.
Indeed. All right. How many have you got left?
Got left what?
Of your...
My half a day quota is gone. I'm down to 2.
All right. Q&As.
Q&A time.
Is that right?
That's right.
Shout-outs?
Yes. Oh, shout-outs near the end.
Oh, yeah. Q&A. Alrighty, carrying on. Nana say, hey guys, hope all is well. Yeah, it is. Thank you very much. Hope you had a nice weekend in London. Sorry, Chocks, I couldn't be asked to see you because, you don't complete me. I'm not interested anymore. And to be at the end of the day, you didn't... I'm only going to go to MCM Birmingham because that's what I represent. And you know what, Chocks? Screw you. Gee, all right, Nana, say calm yourself.
I did see Siobhan. Is it Siobhan?
Yeah.
Siobhan. She came over during this setup.
But she went to Birmingham.
She did go to Birmingham.
But she lives in London.
But she was working at London as well. So she came on the first day.
Cool.
Finally met her.
That's nice.
And she came back a couple of days later because she was working the booth somewhere.
Oh, so she was actually working.
She was working a different booth.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
she came back and she was really chilled and laid back.
That's cool. That's cool. Did you remember her?
Yeah.
Because you said you were really rubbish with names and stuff.
Yeah,
and faces.
But I would I've been chatting with her through PM beforehand.
Oh, she said she was going to come over.
She did say she was going to come over.
Okay, that's easy. Yeah. Speaking of VR worlds, have you ever thought of doing a VR gallery housing all the F4F statues? It would be awesome to see one day. That's a great idea. Now for VR, I've never got into it yet because I'm simply waiting for... Yeah, I've tried this shitty, like, Google...
Oh, the
cardboard
shit, thing, yeah?
And I've seen a few fucking... What is it? You know, the Samsung stuff. Gear or whatever it is.
Oh,
Samsung.
in the plastic shell, yeah.
So I've seen that. But I haven't tried an Oculus before. I haven't tried a Vive. I'm waiting for the time that they have no pixels, Retina display. Then I want to go into that, go straight into that rather than pixelated stuff. When do you think that's going to be, Nana? Say, when are you going to get that ready? So how? Hope you had a nice break. Yeah, thank you.
From me. Hope you had a nice
break from Chocks, Alex.
So
so how was F4F MCM? Success, failure? Well, you don't know because you never turned up. I ain't telling you.
It would have been a success if you were there.
Exactly right. Do you think F4F will go back to Blighty anytime soon? Nope, maybe in 2 years' time. And now for the press. Although having said that, Blighty could be other places. Would we go to MCM Birmingham? Probably not. Thingy Bomb.
Oh yeah.
Would have a nervous breakdown.
Are you sure you're not going to Birmingham, guys? I was like, well, I can't promise anything.
And now for the pressing question, the news I've been waiting for. Now the Phoenix is approved, how much longer are you going to make me wait? Next PO, Q4, 2019, Q1, Q2? Sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later. Yeah, let's see how that comes along. Sooner rather than later. Should be this year. Ting's teaser and reveal trailer. He hasn't obviously started it. We haven't got it in the office yet. I just know it's going to be great. Whatever it is. Lea Shibuchi, Alex, I was at Luca Comics and Games yesterday, and I'll be there again on Sunday. There was a Crash RDSD and Link for sale in lots of shops. Can't wait for you to come next year. See, this is the point. That if we came there, a lot of people would be like, oh, you know, like, etc., etc.
Why are you here? It's like, why are you here?
But I'm also, as I said, I originally said Luca, but having seen some of the videos from Luca, I'm like, oh, that's rubbish. Really rubbish. I really don't like it. The more I think about it, I'm like, oh, can't think of anything worse than having to walk around. Like, we'll lose so much potential foot traffic. I also met Francesca. Nice one from the OCC. That's cool. Did you like bump into each other? Did you know that you were going to be there? What the flying fuck? Click the wrong button. Where is it? Adam Algamal, any Yakuza updates? So Chris has been away this week. What is Sega response from Kickstarter? I haven't actually run that by them, that's a fair point. Yay Phoenix, right, so is he the next PO or the one after or later? I'm not 100% sure. It could be next, it might not be. Any Alphonse Gold Bar number updates?
What? What's the question?
Alphonse numbers. Off the top of my head, I looked at it the other day with Chocks. I think we are on...
Sure.
I think so.
Was something like that?
Yeah, no. Gold bars we're talking about.
Oh, gold bars.
Gold bars.
Good bars. Yeah, I think you said something about that.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're about 7.5 gold bars. So it's not been much movement, as we know. Most of it happens during that time, so it will stay open. 7.5 gold bars is where we're at right now. Any updates on the minifigures? Not just yet. How soon can we expect the updates on the site to propose sparing pre-order payments? Yeah. The answer is John is back in the office tomorrow. No, Monday.
Monday.
So then we can have, that's more his thing, and we'll talk about that. Was MCM a success? Please say yes. I need that sweet PVC deal to come to NYCC. In that concept it was, but again we have to modify that because we have to consider how much of a success will it be if we didn't mark it off at 50%. We did it at 75 as an example. 25% off I meant, not 75% off. That's all I have this week. Hope you in the office had a spooky Halloween. Did you do anything for Halloween?
No.
Did you ever come over when you saw the locusts of the kids? Have you ever been over for Halloween? You haven't, have you?
What?
No, around my joint.
No. Oh no, you told me about it.
Yeah.
It's like house to house.
Right, exactly.
Did you guys do it this year?
Yeah, it's every year. Oh shit.
I would have thought Harvey be like grown out of it.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
He didn't care about it.
He don't give a shit. Congrats on the birth of your daughter Clementine, much appreciated. Make sure you teach her how to aim a gun and keep her hair cut short. I love seeing Alex get all cheery and giggly and shouting denied. Seeing him crush dreams so uplifting. So uplifting. So crushing dreams makes it uplifting. Yeah. I never said before, but thank you, Alex, for getting my last name right. You don't know how many people get it wrong, and adding whatever letters they want. Really. Have a nice weekend, both of you and everyone in the office are working so hard. You know what? Hope everyone in the stream has a great weekend too. Nice one, F4F. Love it, F4F. Live. See everyone the next week. Peace. I love it, Adam. Much appreciated. Bucci. And what's the difference between black foam you use on the earlier pieces like FD Link and the white polyfoam you use now? Why choose one instead of the other? The foam of the other ones are cheaper to make. You don't, because there's no like mold fees, and it's cheaper to make, but it's also not as good because there's a lot more movement inside through shock absorbing. So some pieces can be used with that, but most can't. And if you know by the breakages that we had with Fierce 80 Lynx heads, a lot of that is to do with the packaging. Tsubuchi, it's months that the club is stuck at 54.9k. Did you stop accepting people? Are you waiting for the 55 to come and do Christmas for a really big sneak? Nope. It's not been months. It's been a while. It's not been 59.4. It's been 54k. It's been a long time. You were stuck at 53 for a while, then 54. We're almost there, but people keep leaving and more people join, so it stays at the same sort of level. Although Damien Bell, although stock didn't completely sell out, did you find that MCM was a viable market to keep visiting for cons? I do believe that two a year would maybe once a year for you be a regular. So that's well documented now. I think that there's a lot of potential. Giovanni called Mori, or rather Alphonse numbers looking at about 7.7 gold bars, 7.5 gold bars. What's the deal with Faye? You tell me, mate. Gonna have to keep working on that. Any chance we can upgrade from tape to straps? We have some things that we're looking into. I mean, I'm not. Straps doesn't make any difference, I don't think. It's about the separations of the pieces. When you look at those that do, the thing about our pieces compared to other companies is usually you'll find that there aren't very many parts to put together, whereas other people have thousands of different parts that you've got to assemble together. Now that has pros and cons, and we're looking into that because the breakages on single pieces being assembled all together make it much harder to transport without breakages, so something to consider. Johannes Norbeck. I want to talk about this to make Orny bloody version. So you don't like that there's bloody version on the base? No, on the skirt. You say that in the fight, dude. The guy's been fighting other people. You're not the only guy he's fought. Also, you can't say you agree with the decision to make him bloody. Okay, I appreciate that, but that is something that was requested by the licensor. You're allowed to ask why it is. This is not a question for the OCC. This is not a decision that you guys can make. It's a decision and a request by the licensor. we don't debate what the licensor requests. If the licensor requests it, we do it. That's not up for debate. That's not something that we can dictate. If they ask us to make it bloody, we make it bloody. Otherwise, we doesn't get approval. If it doesn't get approval, we don't go into production. What you could argue is saying that it should have been before we went live, and I appreciate that. But that isn't the case of how it went down. Ryan Byrne, that new Yakuza Snake peak looks nice. You and 55 other people agree. I know it's not definite, but what are the chances of new Rio being released? A lot less it was now than it was before I posted it. I mean, we fucking love our Shen movies over here,
we do
right?
love it, yeah.
Jake Mayer, I gotta keep it simple this week. Any My Hero Academia update? Why the sad face? Nothing to report there. Angela La, are there any drafts for a Shiranui PVC? Oh right, Shiranui. No, not at this stage. Do you know how to cook perfect fried eggs? Mine always turns out bland.
Bland? What do you mean by bland?
When you fry your eggs, are we talking about sunny side up, or are we talking like scrambled? Oh, sorry, egg fried rice.
Egg fried.
Sorry. Yeah, really, really easy. The key thing, absolute key. If you don't do this, you need to do this from day one. You cannot cook egg fried rice with normal rice. You need to stick that in the fridge, and you need to cook it from refrigerated. Maybe Chocks can jump in with some more details on that.
Don't use fresh fried rice.
It's got to be old rice.
Yeah, like you boil your rice and then leave it the next day, like overnight. You know, and you know, once it hardens, or like I said, put it in the fridge or whatever it is, and then, you know, make sure you before you even put soy sauce in, just add some salt to it and just like mix it all up.
And that's how you get the separation of the pieces between the grains of rice. Otherwise, you're going to get a sort of gloopy mess. Yeah, that's the main thing. Then it's sort of about the tasting test. So what would you say? First of all, you do the rice first, and you get it popping. So the rice is like popping in the air. Then you carve a little hole in the middle, so it's like a little volcano area. Then you put the egg in that middle part, and then you add a little bit of salt onto the egg in that sort of time. And then you blend it all together, and you start. Obviously, you don't let it become a fried egg, but you then, and this egg, to be clear, should have already been pre-beated.
Yeah, the egg should have been not like a whole egg.
Yeah, it's pre-beated, and obviously you can actually add the flavoring to the egg
itself at the time when it was beaten.
Yeah. You then put it into the middle, and then you start using that as a way to keep slowly, as it sort of starts heating in the bottom part of it, moving it into the egg, and then start doing that. Add a little bit of chives in there if you like.
Yeah, you can do. You can add you can add char siu.
Do you put
green peas or because you can have like the brown type of fried rice.
Right.
Or sometimes a lot of people just use simple white.
Right. That's what mainly Western people are more known for, the white version.
Yeah. I like it when it's with soy sauce.
Do you?
The sweet soy sauce.
I prefer it not brown. I prefer it like old school. Yeah. How about fucking rice?
Fucking rice.
That's what I said.
I don't like it.
You don't like fucking rice?
I never liked it. It's like half white, half pink. Yeah.
Honestly, there's this thing. It's called Fujian Chao Fan, right? Which is Fujian, which is a province in China, and
Fukin.
And in the Cantonese, it's pronounced
Fukin.
So as I said, Fujian Chao Fan, which means Fujian fried rice. The translation in the Western world is
prosperous.
Well, I mean,
phosphorus
is written Fookin. Fucking rice.
Not fucking. Fook.
Oh, I'm fucking fried rice. And everyone's like, what? No, man.
Nah, it's best. I think I prefer the Singapore fried rice because it uses curry powder, and then it gives it a bit of kick.
Really? They do their fried rice like they do their chicken. Their Singapore fried noodles. Also known as
the same style. Yeah.
Also known as fried noodles in Singapore.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it's the same thing. Just
because they got that curry powder in that.
Curry powder, yeah.
Did they do that for the fried rice?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Huh. Just add some roast pork, char siu, some green peas and a couple like some onions. You know, sliced like diced up onions, and there you go. £4.50, please.
Alright, shout outs. We got Stefan McNally, shout out. Of course, he met you in real life.
That's right.
Nice
Thank you for the cupcake, the Pikachu cupcake.
What?
There was a photo. He posted the photo in the group.
Is it?
I said,
check it out.
make sure like, anyone that came onto the booth or met me or whatever it is, you know, ask the guys to post it in the club and make you jealous. Post it in the club and just tag Alex and myself in there, and I'll jump in like after work. Yeah. So he came back with later on in the day with a cupcake. Yeah, so much appreciate that.
I like it. Where are all the comments gone?
Hey. Oh my god, somebody's joined on here. Comments. Ivan, snack review, dieting and cooking, anything else I should know? Michael Lyham, seems like I joined the wrong stream. We need a F4F cookbook. Guys, are you guys still here?
They are.
Uncle Scabs, we knew a guy whose Cantonese name was fucking Jason Choi. Chow Fun. Chuan Fan. Is that right?
Petula uses basmati.
Petulia?
Mm.
What's he saying? Petula.
He uses basmati rice.
Oh. Lilith. I always wondered why Chinese restaurants' fried rice always tastes amazing and mine is just meh.
So where were you going wrong?
MSG.
All right.
Do you have that kind of after eating a Chinese or do you have that kind of thirst, like dried mouth, thirsty?
That's first
MSG. It makes the food taste so much better. But
there's a massive amount of
plenty of
backlash
water
against it, wasn't there?
Yeah. People complain, but it's not like you have Chinese food every single day. Just have it once every while. It's not going to kill you. Like a bit of MSG adds a bit of flavor to it. It's fine. Yeah, but I don't know why it went crazy. Like it's like by law, you had to print. You had to like specifically state it on the menu.
Right.
We don't use MSG. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Johannes Norbeck. Shout out. Adam Elgman, what's going on, mate? Martin Konyali. Janina. Congrats, mate. Femke. Alan Malinsky. How's it going? Femke. I can't remember which one it is.
Femke, innit?
Tabby Sue, what's up? Nana Say, what's going on? Amanda Kirby, it's been a while. How you doing, little Vanda? Excellent. No Derek. I love it.
Is the stream working for you guys?
Stefan McNally. I guess from your list of potential cons that the UK wasn't viable enough to do again. No, it's not that it wasn't viable enough to do again. It's just that it doesn't make sense to do it so soon. That's the point. Konyali. Will the FlexiPay waitlist have any restrictions, like 3 months or something like that? Yeah, absolutely. We won't have the full 1 year because it's already waitlisted. It means it's already in production. It means it's already sitting in the warehouse. Then it becomes more expensive to do that. Would you plan when you do plan the Gamescom trip? When do you plan it? Flights, hotel, all that stuff. Just curious, how don't these things have to be done in advance? So we sort of looked that all at the last moment, didn't we?
It was very last moment. It's like it was organised like the last month before Gamescom, so it was really very lucky. It was touch and go, but it was very, very lucky.
We actually had a really good hotel in terms of location. It was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was only like 3 stops away.
Yeah, perfect. And right outside the train station.
Plenty of kebab shops. The hotel food wasn't that bad. There was
right.
1 or 2 nights we were there.
Yeah.
So that was okay. It wasn't that expensive. It was kind of cheap and cheerful-ish. It wasn't that bad, the hotel food. Like it was like reasonable price. It wasn't like extremely. It wasn't like the Hilton, yeah, but it was doable, friendly.
No, the Shilton, mate.
The Shilton. 3 stops away. Yeah.
Alan Malinsky, what group of fans within the OCC are the most rabid?
Depends on the day.
Who are the most rabid? I won't even say it's the most rabid. The most people who even talk, there's a lot of people talking a lot who contribute to the OCC that haven't even bought a single piece. I mean, it's the most passionate people about products, about licenses. Those are the people that are most rabid. Not necessarily rabid about F4F product. It's more about passionate for the product that they like, the franchise.
And we're still a long way ahead. I mean, there's tons and tons of guys in the group that still hasn't bought their first piece yet, but they've been sticking around long enough to enjoy the club, and hopefully something will come along and they'll start picking up. Because like Spyro it was first for many, and that's just about going out. Yeah. So you see the same cycle every single time there's a new product, so which is good.
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever revisit Zero Suit Samurais? I hope so, because that's a stain that I wish to I want to improve on. How are things progressing with Meta Ridley? Almost done. I hope she'll be able to send the revisions to begin soon.
Tabby.
Oh, so Mario and Yoshi, it's confirmed that we're not doing the blue version. That's straight to the vault. It's a bit of a shame. Can share hands with Warpstar, Blue Kirby. Hold hands.
Yeah.
Tabby Sue, I hope everyone's having a great day, or has a great day. Keep working. I have to keep working. Sorry about that. And of course, I would like to know about Sailor Moon. How's that TT doing, Chocks?
Let me search while you keep going.
Good point.
Because
Raymond Ben Holdstock. Do you have any plans to do Hunter x Hunter? We'll pay top dollar for that. Oh yeah, got a meeting soon. The answer is no plans right now. That's kind of crowded. Any news on Silver Sonic?
Silver? Oh.
What's Silver Sonic? Do you mean Silver the Hedgehog?
Yeah. All right, so we've got 1,000. Just sorry, guys. Jumping back in. Sailor Moon, 1,000 votes in total. 387 said no. 633 said yes.
Not bad. Talk to me when it's 1,000. Any news about? So yeah, it's so slow, the factory. So it's not even. Let's get through Ami a little bit further, and then they can looking at the reorders on that. Who came up with an idea for Peggy? I did. On the fly. VC. Are there any updates to Midna and the factory? Same, no updates for that. She's going to be at the Majora's Mask factory, and she's stated to probably start in a couple of months.
Are you going up anytime soon? Within these couple of weeks?
Next week I'm going to be going to, or next week is going to the Crash and Alucard factories. Same for Warps of Kirby and Shiranui. Trying to balance budget for each one. Yeah, so you'll know very soon that once we start production, you'll see that. You have a lot of time to budget from that because it takes a bit of time. Go Chocks.
Hey, hope Chocks has recovered from MCM and that you both had a good week. Yeah, I'm just pretty much okay now. Last couple of days, somehow it just kicked in. Really tired, but I'm all right now. And got the weekend as well, so should be fine.
How is Clementine settling in? Very well, thank you. Would you like me to send you some ideas regarding my suggestions for conventions? Of course. Always welcome. Bachula. Just a reminder, on November the 16th, 2018, it's been 18 months since Law went up for pre-order. I think all deserve a status update. Yep, you are totally right. I agree. Remind me, Chocks. Straight to the top of the to-do list.
Top of Petula list.
Of the to-do list. The Petula list. Ashley Rose Hemmings. How is the shipping for Bowser going to work? Going to work out. I've heard that he's arriving in 2 separate boxes. One will have Bowser himself and the other will have his base. That's correct. How are the mini metal figures coming along? And the answer is... the team hasn't got back to me on that. Keep chasing this shit. Make sure it's on the Gantt chart. Devon Winstrom, when we might be seeing a Lord's Blade Kiran statue? the fancy ring torch would look awfully good next to one. I mean, that's what Punishment's all about, right? Totally agree. There's a lot of Dark Souls in the works, but it's taking longer than expected for reasons that we can't go into, and as a result, we're getting to the point where I'm locking down information on that the same way I'm doing it on Zelda until we have something to say. Burn and Rolf, what are the possibilities of any of these licenses getting some F4F love down the line? PS4 Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, Witcher 3, Cuphead. Cuphead has got a TT that needs to do better. The others...
we did make a poll about Spider-Man. Well, you did ask the club about would you guys be interested in Spider-Man. There was a thread about that.
I don't remember doing too well.
No.
Horizon Zero Dawn, unlikely. That's more of a gaming heads thing. And Witcher 3. The only thing I would do for Witcher 3 would be TFs, SDs, if we ever got the chance to do it. I wouldn't go resin. Is Oki Wolf Form the same style as Ami 1 and Shiranui, or a unique pose like Ami PVC? It's going to be like the Ami 1 and Shiranui in terms of on that kind of base, that kind of style. Persona 5 update, there's nothing to update on that.
Hey, Justina, there was no Spider-Man poll. It was just a post asking if you guys would be interested in Spider-Man if it was game related.
Did we ask that?
I think we did. Search.
Any news on the crowdfunding system? Not yet. MAD, with Dark Souls 3 less than a month away, have you any news for us fans? Nope. Ashley Liang, will there ever be any announcements of the collectors? Was there ever? No, there wasn't one for hitting 50k. We're not going to try and tie it like that anymore because it's now about announcing it at the right time. Made some mistakes by announcing things way too early. Jason Shepard, would you be able to put a post in the club that shows how well various past figures have done in sales? Maybe just a general bar graph to compare ratios. It's kind of well documented already. I don't think we'll go ahead and do that. Ronald Jacobs, yo, my Friday is complete again. Hope to see something awesome. Conker. He looks so good. But Edwards,
can't find it.
What's your favourite food to eat versus to make? What do I like to make? I'm particularly sure I like... So sous vide steaks is where it's at, Chocks.
To make.
Said it time and time again. Sous vide steaks with a blowtorch finish. Next level. Absolute next level. All of a sudden, for the years I was eating at home, dry leather or boots for steaks. Now, juicy, succulent, amazing every time. Love it. What's your favourite food to eat? That's too hard to say what kind of foods I love to eat. So many. Alex, how's it Clementine doing? She's doing well, thanks for asking. Will the Cheggy debate ever be confirmed or denied? Cheggy will remain Cheggy until he, she, or one, or they, I think that's the correct way, they will come to the stream. Chuckles is currently wearing his Chuckles hat. Did you guys celebrate Halloween, and if so, what did you go as? Oh, I didn't dress up. The kids dressed up. Spencer, you dressed up as a pumpkin. Bachan-chan was Ariel. And that's it. I was like, what?
Dressed up as a pumpkin.
You look really cute.
Right.
Yeah.
Ariel.
See if I got this shit right.
Oh, so she didn't want to dress something out of, what do they call it? Cool, better.
Bella is a little, I don't know, it was, I'm seeing pictures.
Somebody dressed up as a Mario.
Yeah. Spency as a pumpkin. Alright. What's the scariest Halloween monster you've ever seen? What's the scariest
Halloween monster?
At least I kind of like the scariest monster you've seen. I like my horrors. Favorite horror movie? Would you consider a horror movie? Triangle. Amazing. If you consider that to be a horror.
Triangle.
Oh my god, if you don't look it up. We've got to watch it. It's the most amazing film ever. Don't even look anything about it. It's amazing. No one knows about it. It is like next level. Guys, go watch Triangle. Amazing. Amazing. No one knows anything about it. It's just amazing. At least I remember it being amazing. So good. It is so good. She's a Bird from Home and Away.
Home and Away.
Back in the day. Almost 10 years ago this was made. Triangle.
I've watched so much films on the plane.
It's absolutely amazing. Gonna let me play Who Dat again just to make Alex sweat. No chance. Sarah Arlington, what's the forecast for Okami? I know the technical 3 in the works. I can't wait to see something new with Chibi. But how many characters do you expect to do, and will any be squishy godlets? So they're all in different stages. We're concentrating on the AMI PVC and the TF and the resin for that, and then Chibi will come after that. And we're also working on Oki Wolf form. In terms of plush, I'm beginning to start looking at that more seriously in the next month or so, and then I'll really need to hammer that next year. Any rough estimates on Ivy or Morrigan? Morrigan's coming along very nicely, and Ivy should be wrapping up pretty soon. If Phoenix does well, would you consider making a certain prosecuting attorney? Of course. Is Blaze or Sonic Super Shadow closer to becoming something that needs more consideration? Me-ish. With the holidays coming up and the 100th Q&A as well, are you going to dress up your pieces? Like put a little red stocking cap on Sonic and add some fake holly leaves to Shiranui. You could even wrap coloured lights around the base for Majora's Mask.
It was supposed to be the last Friday of the year, wasn't it?
That we were going to do what?
Episode 100.
Was it?
Was it?
Until we buffed off for a week.
Yeah, even counting that. It's 92. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah. Like we already considered the MCM.
Yeah, nice. I like it. Menoscape Mountains. Hey guys, any news on the modern Amy Rose? I missed the QA. I need to get that sorted out with Kickstarter. Yeah, they still have to approve it, so I haven't done anything on that. Deborah Higgins, will AMI PVC and resin be the only new pre-order for the Okami line next year, or could there be others? Yeah, probably only those two. We only had Shiranui this year. 2 next year. Working on Oki Wolf form, working on Chibi. Also, Shiranui in a factory yet. We'll start production a bit later. The factory's been selected. We're just working on some stuff at the moment, but should be soon. Any hints on the next Spiral Resin line? Like another Spiral or a side character? Yeah, it's already confirmed it's going to be a reignited resin of Spyro. Valtier Lausberg. As a Dark Souls fan, I really appreciate all the nice statues you are making. Any chance that we can maybe get a Firekeeper? That would be a lovely statue. But we're keeping our cards close to our chest until we start getting through what we have announced. It's wrong to keep announcing stuff when we can't even get out the ones that we have talked about. Is there any chance you will be making Bloodborne statues? No, not at this stage. Shame Tesk. About that Kingdom Hearts poll you created earlier this week. Why tease us with asking for a demand when you know for a fact you don't have the resources for it, or are you actually getting more resources than you feel should make that happen? Can't go into too much into that, but let's just say there was reasons. We are seriously looking over our resources and wanting to see whether or not this was something that was real. And looking at the numbers right now, I'm a little bit like, maybe I don't need to allocate the resources because there's not enough demand for it. So on Monday I got an email about Sonic arrived rave. Why the difference? Because the factory's really slow, and we had to get new electronic parts. Was the reason for having a big difference between batch 1 and 2. And the factory, as I said, did I mention it? Is super slow. Any news for Aku Aku? If you're talking about the life-size production, that's going into production or in production now, or something like that. You need to check on that. And in terms of the minis, that's coming on later. Dirios, have you noticed social media posts getting more traction since Peggy took over? That's over to you, Chocks.
There's definitely things going on in the background, especially Instagram. Guys, if you are on Instagram, there has been daily posts, especially leading up to Alphonse launches and Spiral. There have been posts on there, and there's also been stories on there as well. So you know, stories only last for 24 hours, so there are posts there every single day. We have begun to look at Pinterest as well. Yeah, so that's been pretty much updated with all our products on there, I believe. So if you have that, please make sure you check that out. And yeah, there's definitely stuff going on in the back end with regards to other social media stuff. Obviously, we would like more focus on Twitter and YouTube as well. So slowly but surely. I hope you guys notice that there's activity whilst I'm at MCM. You know, if there's anything we're missing in the club, do let us know. Please provide us some suggestions.
Sean Wiggett, would you consider a range of PVC classic badniks from Sonic the Hedgehog? Very rare, very rare to find them. Should we do a poll? Yeah, sure, why not? Randy Gerards, as in, why not do a poll? What are the chances that a Guts and Ornsey will be ready at the same time? The answer is not, because they're the same factory. Jacqueline, do you think Ica might go up for her kicks? When do you think? Not sure. Nick Smith, missed you. My apologies that this has been asked a lot. The Banjo-Kazooie hair tuft was teased as much shorter. Any word of a possible set of eyes? No. 100% not swapping eyes. The eyes will have a movement in it, but they will be turned to a little bit to the side, but they absolutely will not be having swap outs. Brandon O'Donnell, any news on the Solaire SD when it was going to be sending out? I haven't sort of really been focusing on that. My understanding was it was getting done. The Praise of Sun's causing us difficulties, but not the exclusives, I don't believe. Andre Paulitz, after a long time, maybe a stupid question. No, we have nothing to do with anything to do with Amiibos. Thank you very much. Aidan Wood, is Faypose going to get that semi-backward facing, or is it still up for discussion? It's still up for discussion. Angel Gonzalez, Banjo PVC, yes. Jinjo, no. Nick Smith, yeah, you also mentioned future potential conventions with PAX East being the end of 2019 March. That's a deadline for getting onto that list, because I've never been, so I don't know how much about it. I don't know yet.
You've not seen it yet.
Is that not what Amiibo packaging looks like?
No. Standard is... Well, apart from the Breath of the Wild ones. Breath of the Wild ones look different.
You don't mean Amiibo, you mean Amiibo.
Yeah. Like that. Like that.
Mm. Yeah, of course. Gabriel Gutierrez, Castlevania questions. When can we expect Dracula PO? Not for a while. When can we expect Gabriel PO? Not for a while. Can we get human and vampire forms but in 2 different poses and POs? No. Oh, for Gabriel. Gabriel vampire form has already been done, and that's the Dracula. Brenton Friedley, when are you going to announce the increase in edition size of Bowser, or is it not increasing? No, it's increasing to 1,100. Yeah, just... It's like a choo-choo train of people wanting to cancel. Why do we need to tell you guys now when we're further into production? Why was phase posed drastically? It's difficult. Why are we looking at Genos being a 2019 PO? hopefully. Any chance for Death Note TT? I think I did one.
Don't think so.
No? Not a TT, but something.
It's probably part of the anime power, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know we didn't do one of those, but did I never ask it?
Well, it's part of the anime line poll. The name did come up.
Nefi Pamin, was the recent Kingdom Hearts poll just a bait? No, it was a real question to see whether or not we should be really pushing for it. James Bennington, how Sonic and Tails is coming along? It looks amazing. Amazing, doesn't it, Chocks?
Yeah.
Really, really good.
James, you and your Sonics.
Jose Luis Alves, just a thank you for coming to Comic Con, Chocks.
Yeah, of course. Well, there's more.
And also for replying for the comments in the stream. Very welcome, Richard Paquette. Do you plan on other characters from the Okami line? Love to see Oki Wolf statue is coming along. Yep, it's been confirmed. I know that you're thinking of doing Morrigan from Darkstalkers. Do you plan on doing any other characters on that line? Sure, let's see how Morrigan does. Edgar Ramirez, why do you have our shirts? MJP.
MJP.
Sven, any news on Yu-Gi-Oh? I made a poll in the I made a post in the character poll recently about a certain hint I saw at my figure collection. Did you? What hint is that? Of you, Chocks.
Brendan Rostello, best part of MCM trip that wasn't F4F related. Well, they're all kind of related now, they're not. Animigami's Jose's pet cat called Cody. Big and fluffy, fat cat. You just want to cuddle it and punch it in the face. But yeah, that. Any other F4F highlights? That's not related? Nah, that's it. It's like in and out. Basically, I haven't done anything else. It's like landed there, slept, next day, con, until the very last moment. I guess going out every night, having dinner with the guys. Yeah. Did they make you wear those reflective vests for setup, or was it by choice? No, they did make us wear it. We had to wear it on the first day and the last day. I think it was something that was new for this year. It cost me like £5 each.
What, you had to buy it?
I had to pay for it, dude.
Are you serious?
I had to go downstairs. There's like, oh, just go downstairs. There's a shop that sells stationery and shit. It was like £5. It was like one size only, like extra large.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah. 15 quid for that, for all free.
That's bonkers.
Well, we can always grab it back from Jose. They're at Jose's place. Oh, just Jose, just give us 15 quid.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's it. I'm glad they didn't ask for anything else, like wear a helmet or some shit like that.
That is crazy.
Time.
Shit.
Couple more questions. Health and safety. That's right, MJP. Health and safety. Wow, is Ridley going to be part of the Metroid Master Arts series? I haven't used that terminology for a while, isn't it? Master Arts series. We don't know what the cost is, Radel. We need quotations. That's going to be quite a while, but it's definitely going to be expensive. Oh, that's right, MJP. Yeah, I could have got some vest from you. Is it the builder?
All right, yeah. All right, Kurt Griswold. When is Banjo going up for the second pre-order? Not sure yet. We're working on it right now. What are the Alphonse numbers for Michael Pilot? And the answer is 7.5 gold bars. But Clip, is it possible for an Onimusha TT? Don't even bother, because you don't. We tried to get Onimusha back in the day, and it was denied because of the actor's likeness.
Oh, one more thing from Mary Amsler. I've seen his question posted, or her question posted. When will life-size Buzz Ami be shipped? And when do the people on the waitlist get notified?
It's slow. It's going to be a while, so you'll know more in the club when that happens. But waitlist will convert a little bit quicker than normal. Samus, would you consider the Killer Instinct in series we did a thingy bob for that and it did really, really badly? A TT for that. Alright guys. There was going to be a Who Dat. There was going to be we'll have a bit of a chill, but I've actually got a conference call to jump on with Chocks in about 10 minutes with Super Secret Licensor that we need to take, obviously, because it's got like dial-ins and like contact information and
super secret stuff.
So let's chat. Are those new?
Yeah, these are new. So this one is that one.
Mm-hmm.
You know where it's from, yeah?
Animal Crossing?
Yeah. Then there's that. Then there's that a young one, and then that, which is quite interesting, and then that. We should do a big one of that.
You reckon?
Companion. Any more questions, guys? Before we have to get off the stream. Unfortunately, no. Who dat?
Crystalline, it is currently about 7.5 gold bars. It's about 450 units. Yeah. Will that delay the feeding frenzy? Yes, it will do. Absolutely.
There will be one, yeah?
TFM case, we've already made the changes. We haven't done any etching on it if we're going to be doing that. We haven't decided that. We can worry about that later. Hey Samus, the birth of Clementine was fine, thank you for asking. Papa Davis has just joined, but it's time to go. Ronald Jacobs, I can confirm that we did have another one, but it's gone to the vault. We'll be sticking with green.
OG color.
I leave that with you. What does Adrian say?
Which one?
Chuck always tells me you didn't do anything, Dad. You just sat there. You didn't even help.
Does sitting count?
Well, he took one order, then he didn't even give out a receipt.
Yeah, he didn't give out a receipt. Forgot to give out a receipt. Yeah.
Did he do any like? He didn't wait till the end of the show and like help like pack up, did he? No, right?
No, it just disappeared. Disappeared.
Savannah, I just looked at that. Who is that company? I have no idea. But no, I have no idea what you're talking about. This here. Some random other company saying that. Don't know. Won't worry about it. Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, tell me about it, Ronald. Me too. I saw the least figures.
8 figures.
All for cash. I gave out receipts. Yeah, but what do you do with the cash? Straight in your pocket. Yeah, no, not next time, Derek. You already did. The corners with who dat, that's right. How you doing, Colin, mate? You cold or how you doing?
Just came back from his dinner or something.
From the dens.
From the dens. I feel fat, don't worry.
so guys, we are going to be wrapping up because we're going to have to deal with the licensor, secret licensor. Anything you want to do to notice it, Chocks, or shout outs before we end it? Do you have any? If not,
that's it really. I mean, yeah, much appreciate for the support during MCM, guys. Hopefully, the next one will come very soon, and we could do this whole thing all over again. Give everyone a fair chance. We hope we can go to everywhere around the world, different city, different region. So hopefully, we'll come to one near you. Apart from that, you know, we just working hard, hoping we can get the next pre-order up soon. But in the meantime, you know, things are still working in the background, you know, trying to make things work better, efficiently, whether the website or the production or hiring more staff, you know, all that stuff is still ongoing, even though, you know, we're still struggling with some few upcoming launches. But definitely so much stuff coming out very soon.
I wouldn't say very soon, but it's piling up. And
yeah,
it's like
piling up
at once. But, and it's going to be amazing when they actually hit. It's just a little bit of stagnation, a little bit of frustration, but we'll get through it. So sorry for the news is going to be a little bit weak for the next foreseeable future, but once we get back into the rhythm, we've had a good run this year. Constant orders, constant pre-orders. There was bound to be a point where we hit the brick wall, and unfortunately we've done that towards the end. But hey, it is what it is, and next year will be, I think, very, very strong, incredibly strong. Lots more to come. All right, Chocks, that's another one wrapped up.
All right, cool. Glad to be back.
Guys. Absolutely, it's good to be back. This, of course, has been the 2nd of November 2018 Friday Q&A with Chocks A number 92. We really appreciate all the support. I want to say have a great day, America. Have a great evening, Europe. You should be sleeping, Asia. You definitely should be sleeping, Australasia. Have a fantastic day. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back at it again next week. I'm your host, Alex.
I'm Chockles.
F4F is love.
F4F is life.
I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Laters.